Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, another episode of Caffeine and Green with your man, Connor Cardenas. And guys, I just wanted to do things a little different today. I want to talk to you still about the Kickstarter campaign that we have going on right now. There are 7 days left in the campaign to reach our goal of the $10,000. If you guys want to head on over to Kickstarter.com, put in the Caffeine and Green coffee truck, you'll be able to see the video and all the contribution tiers and just see how you can help contribute to the cause, share it, or even just spread the word. Anything helps, guys. I just want to say thank you all to everybody who has already contributed. I appreciate every single one of you so much. Thank you, guys. And guys, I really appreciate everything. Make sure, too, that you're heading on over to caffeineandgreenroasting.com today for all your coffee needs, and I can get you some of that fresh, whole bean roasted coffee. I'm talking about that Issa Blend, that Victory Lap, or that Morning Sesh. Guys, again, thank you all so much, and yeah. All right. My guest today is a gentleman by the name of Harvey Castellano. He is the MMA matchmaker for a local fight promotion here in San Diego, California called Epic Fighting. Now, I've never met Harvey, but I definitely had heard about him, so I wanted to have him on the show and basically just ask him about what goes into choosing your fighters and getting fighters on a local promotion and getting them down to San Diego and how far he'll go to get those fighters. So it was a great conversation, and at the end, we started talking some hip-hop, and man, we got deep. So I know you guys know how that goes with me, at least, and it was just, a brand new homie, another great conversation. So without further ado, my man, Harvey Castellano. This your time to shine, homie. Let's go. Give me caffeine and green. It's your boy Connor. What's good? Good. Caffeine and green. And we're live.
Yes, we are. Boom. How you doing?
Harvey Castellano, welcome to Caffeine and Green, sir.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for providing my drink of choice, which is Heineken. Even though we're not sponsored, we should be.
Dude, hey, I'm always open to it.
Yeah, I should be. Yeah, which as much as I drink of this and as much as I post pictures of my beverages, they should at least sponsor me. Give me a T-shirt at least or something.
We'll shout them out. We'll make sure we can find them.
Right, and then tag them. Make sure they hear this stuff.
Oh, dude, I'll tag them on the post when we make the video. I'll put at Heineken and see what they say.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Okay, so usually I get right into it. I mean, I know you said you actually listen to the podcast, which bravo, sir. Because some people are just like, yeah, whatever. I'll come on your show. You ever listen to it? Nope. And it's like, okay, cool, that works too.
No, well, I gotta admit that it had a lot to do with Taishe, because I love my fighters.
Dude, shout out, yeah.
Yeah, she was something special for me when she was an amateur for Epic Fighting and for other promotions. But I have a special place in my heart for her because of everything she's done in my cage.
Dude, she held 2 belts. Or is it 2 belts or just Yeah. And she's for people who have obviously listened or have just seen anything about Caffeine and Green, she's my pro fighter. Sponsor her.
Yeah,
she's fucking super dope. So. Dude, fuck yeah.
I know, and that's another reason why I was glad to hear from you, because I've already listened to the podcast, and I was like, oh, yeah, sure.
Fuck yeah. So, getting right into it. So that actually leads me to my next point. So you are an MMA matchmaker for Epic Fighting. It's like, is it Epic Fighting or Epic? I mean, I know it's Epic Fighting, but is it like Epic Fighting Promotions or like?
No, Epic, the proper branding is Epic Fighting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Dude, right into it. How did you get involved in that period? Just with Epic specifically.
The CEO and owner of Epic Fighting, Jason Stewart, this is his how you call it, passion project, because he's really in real estate, which at the time when I met him, I was in foreclosure in real estate. So I met him at a networking event, and he presented me with 2 business cards. And one of them was real estate. The other one was, I also own a mixed martial arts company. He goes, which card do you want? So he presented both of them to me. And, of course, what sounds more interesting?
MMA.
You know what I mean? Because I could always make contact with him in real estate easy. Just go to the office. But the mixed martial arts thing sounded interesting. And the next thing you know, a couple of weeks later, he invited my brother-in-law and I, who I work with in real estate, to a fight. And that was Epic 7. right? We're up
Epic
to
7, 40. You're about to do 47.
We're
You
right,
just did
right.
46.
That was 40 shows ago. We're
damn.
about to do 47. So I went to that as a fan, sat and Jason provided VIP seating for us, so I got to see it for the first time ever seen an MMA fight up close.
Was that still at the Sheraton?
Yes.
Damn.
Same location.
Dope.
Yeah, but I mean, at that time, it was nowhere near what we're doing now.
Of course.
You know, like the crowd that was there and the number of people that were in the audience during that time period is nothing compared to what we have going on now.
Yeah, dude. Now it's like it was popping.
Yeah. We're not. I think that it's not so much of ticket selling by the fighters that are on the cards. It's just that all we need to do is have a card.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of who's on that card, just because of the branding of Epic Fighting, we're going to have people that show up.
Yeah.
You know, like other promotions, you know, they need that pre-sale. They need those advanced ticket sales. They need their fighters to sell tickets for cash. We don't.
Yeah.
You know, and that's because of the branding, and that's because of the hard work that Jason Stewart does. He does a lot of things that I agree with in the marketing standpoint and the promotion standpoint. So that's why we see eye to eye a lot. And the fact that he gives me full creative control and full control of who's on the cards doesn't bother me anytime for anything like that. It works out perfectly.
So you essentially, I mean, like, for people who don't understand mixed martial arts, maybe they understand UFC. You're essentially like, maybe what would be a good comparison is like you're the Dana White. You're making the matches.
No, because Dana White does not do the matches.
Oh, he doesn't?
No,
Okay,
Dana White runs the day-to-day operations and the decision-making as the CEO president of the UFC.
So that is Jason.
Yes,
okay.
that is Jason. I go to Jason for money.
Yeah.
Like when things need to be covered, I say, hey, we need to pay for this. We need to pay for that. You know, does it ever come out of my pocket? No.
No, you're a businessman.
He always has to prepare for all that, and which he always provides. He provides me the platform. If I was the artist, he gives me the canvas and the paint.
Ooh, I like that.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, no, I feel you.
I'll give you the perfect analogy, right? So I don't have to do anything but put the fighters in the cage, and that's all I have to do.
Okay.
You know? And he gives me the backing for everything like that. So that's why it works out excellent.
So then my next question actually, this is like a two-parter. You're in real estate, but this is like essentially like a full-time job. And I only say this because of some of the fighters that I know you have fighters coming from LA.
Yeah.
You have some fighters coming from Tahiti.
Yeah.
You have fighters coming from literally from all around the world.
Right.
So I'm imagining this has become a full-time job for you to find the talent.
To find them, no. The toughest part is managing all the administrative stuff it takes to get from, hey, I want to fight, to them actually fighting.
Okay.
Because people don't realize that, I mean, if you think of a matchmaker, it's like, oh, that's really cool. You get to pick the fighters. Yeah, but once you pick the fighters and you get them to sign that contract, then it's your job to make sure that they make it to the cage to fight.
Yeah, and that's I mean, there's so many people that like will lose matches. Like,
right.
I mean,
right.
not lose matches, but I mean, in the sense where the fighters will back out, and then another person
Right.
comes in, and that fighter backs out. It's like it's an ever evolving door. It seems like until the very. It's almost like you don't even know until you get to the fight. If like, who the fuck am I actually gonna fight? Like,
No, exactly.
That's
and
scary.
The problem is that, okay, let's say you normally want to have 15 fights on your card to make a successful card. Well, then when I started doing matchmaking, I always had the goal of, well, then let me match 25, because by the time that all these jerk-offs fall off the card, it'll be about 15 maybe. You know what I mean? Because you get a lot of excuses. And you know what? Sometimes when somebody falls off the card, it's a legitimate excuse.
Yeah.
But then sometimes it's like, well, I could have seen that coming a mile away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I knew that you weren't real, and I expected it. So, okay.
In all of these years that you've been, it sounds like years that you've been doing this.
Yeah.
Has it made you more like? At first, were you more like, oh, okay, like maybe more empathetic towards like fighters, but now that like you've had to deal with, like you said, jerk offs and like not showing up, it's not legit. You're like, this fucking guy. It's made you like more cutthroat in a sense.
Well, I'll give you this. If you're coming from a reputable camp,
Okay.
right,
It's fair.
and this is your first time and it happened to you, well, I'm not going to judge your entire team your coach and your gym on you fucking up.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're fucking Joe Schmo and you're out of Joe Schmo's garage in West Bubblefuck and you don't show up, well, then I'm like, fucking add him to the fucking jerk off list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
are you able to like, are those fighters able to like redeem themselves if they were to ever come back, or it's like, no, fuck off?
No, it's like everybody gets a shot, but once you're deemed that fucking guy.
Yeah.
It's like, what do I need you for?
Yeah. No. Because you need to put people in the seats. Like, people want to see that shit. I mean,
right.
It's very interesting is right before COVID hit, I don't even remember. It had to have been, I guess, Epic 45, right? Because this is Epic 46. There hasn't been one since before COVID.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so it had to have been Epic 45. Me and Leov and my friend Hannah, or our friend Hannah, went to that show.
Oh, okay.
And we had like Luis Medina fought.
Right. Okay.
And then there was another guy from Perusa who was fighting out of UFC Mission Valley, and I forgot his name, but it's a heavyweight. And both like.
Oh, Jose Nuno.
Yeah. Yeah. So Luis ended up submitting the guy on like a guillotine, and then Jose ended up knocking that dude out.
Right.
And we were like, we had a couple. Ironically, we had a Heineken's, and like we were drinking in the crowd, and like we didn't have the VIP seats. We were sitting back, and we're like, oh shit, like they're legit. They're in there, and then they won, and it was just like we're losing our mind. We're like, ah. They're like, there's people next to us. They're like, do you know them? We're like, dude, we train with them,
Yeah.
And not Jose, but like, because he was on his own level, but like Luis and stuff like that, and the Medina brothers.
Yes.
And it was just like to go to 46, where I remember saying this to Leov. I was like, dude, the last time we came to an Epic, we were sitting in the crowd, and now you're about to get in the cage. I had like my camera gear, and I'm like walking around, and I'm filming everybody, and I'm doing everything. And I was just like, such a trip. Like, but it was still popping before COVID. But then I think, now that COVID's like, I don't want to say over, because there's everything that's happening still, but like to be back and the excitement that was in the air. And then it's like being on the other side where you have your homies are there, and you're with your coach, and you're with your team, and you're in the fighter room, and you're just like, fucking, son, like, this is dope. It's a vibe. And it was, I have to say I felt very privileged to be a part of that, and to see how stoked everybody was, and to like, having a fight team for Caffeine and Green, I'm able to go to a bunch of different camps. Like I go to Legion, I'll go to Atos, I'll go to fucking 10th Planet, like, go to all these places. So I know a lot of faces and see a lot of people, and to see the San Diego fight community all in one place, it's just like, it's like skateboarding for me, when you start seeing all the homies in one spot, and you're just like, you start getting hyped up. You're like, so what's popping, like kind of thing,
I know exactly.
I mean, that's what you do for, are you doing this full time, or are you still doing like real estate?
No, I haven't had a real estate. Well, the last real estate deal I did was pretty good. I actually did it with Jason Stewart. But I know I haven't had one since, but I've been doing, I had the last card since only, and I have another couple of cards to close off the year
in October.
Right, I have October, and then oh my god, the funny thing is you just reminded me of a phone call I missed today. Oh, shit. Yeah, there's another promotion, which I'm sorry I was supposed to call you today, and it's another card that I'm going to be doing to close off the year, and I'd have the date for you if I actually made that phone call.
Is it Epic or no, not Epic?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Is it MMA?
Yeah, it's MMA. Okay. Yeah, it's MMA.
Damn.
Well, yeah, dope. Because I don't only match make for Epic Fighting. I do other promotions as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So that's why, a lot of times I get phone calls to do other promotional cards.
Well, that's the thing too, is that like here in San Diego, this is like the Mecca. This is like the capital, I would imagine, for the country.
Well, I if not the Mecca, it is one of the biggest players, because I think that it has a lot to do with the weather that we have here allows us to do the 24/7 all year long training. I think that has a hell of a lot to do with it. And also too, there's a tremendous amount of jiu-jitsu.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like if it's not MMA, it's definitely jiu-jitsu because
Yeah,
there's so many.
There's like a
camps here.
jiu-jitsu studio for like every freaking Starbucks in San Diego.
Dude,
you know
there's
what
like
I mean?
North Park Jiu-Jitsu right
Yeah.
down here on University, and then it's like, and then I started finding out about how they all have affiliates.
Yeah,
So
I
they're
know.
like that's affiliate of Atos, and then there's like
I know. It's like
This
next
is
thing you know,
affiliate,
like
like-
Planet Fitness Jiu-Jitsu. You know what I mean?
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's everywhere. But I think that the reason that the weather and for the big fight community here in San Diego, we have a wealth of talent to pick from. I believe.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've seen for the last 5-6 years, and you know, let's see where it takes the next 5-10.
So I mean, how did you met Jason through that, and then you guys, how did you go from just meeting him and going to the first show to actually working with him?
Yeah, okay, we had a real estate meeting where we're talking about foreclosure properties and blah 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 blah, boring crap. And then you know, we're just shooting the shit at Starbucks, and I was like, yo, you know what you're missing at your shows? You need somebody to be posting like results live.
Yeah.
As it's happening on like Facebook and Twitter and shit. And then he just looks and he goes, why don't you do that? Can you do that if I seat you cage side? And I was like, yeah. If I can just sit there, because you know I was buying my tickets.
Yeah.
At that time I was a fan, so I was paying the VIP one. You know, if there was a show, let me have one ticket VIP, and I'd roll there.
Yeah.
You know,
Just check it out.
so to me it was like I can sit cage side and do this. Fuck yeah. So I did that for a couple of shows, and the matchmaker bailed at the same time that our cage announcer bailed. So
Whoa.
I moved up to matchmaker. I took that opportunity just as a like, hey, I'll be the guy to pick out who steps in the cage. Yeah, that's easy shit. Let me do that. And then Carlos Kramer, who was our cage announcer, moved up to our ring announcer. He was commentator and moved up to ring announcer, and it's been us ever since.
That's the dude who was wearing like, okay, I'm colorblind as shit, so please forgive me but he was wearing like a purple suit at the last one, right? Is that that tall white dude? That tall white dude? With the mustache?
The guy that was calling the fights, announcing the fights.
Like the guy in like the Bruce Buffer kind of version.
He's
that
our
guy.
Bruce Buffer.
That
yes.
guy, yeah.
He's our Bruce Buffer.
He was funny. I liked him. He was cool.
Yeah, and you know, he gets his humor. He's actually a stand-up comedian too.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where he gets his quick wit from, man, which is freaking hilarious.
Dude, dope.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
So how long has Epic been a company in general? Like, when did it start?
Way before me. So I think it was 2010 or 2009, I think.
Wow.
But I wasn't there until Epic 7, which I don't even remember what year that was.
Damn. That's crazy. That's 2009. So yeah, that's 11, 12 years. 12 years.
So for me, I didn't match my first card till Epic 28.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Epic 28 was my card that I matched, which I didn't know jack from. I just did it, but I didn't know like 1% of the stuff that I know now in the business.
I imagine. I mean, yeah, it just comes with time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
like
lot of
with everything.
learning and a lot of trial and error to this point, right?
Maneuvering the shark field, if you will, like, or not
Yeah.
shark field, but like the
mind-
waters, the
right,
waters,
right,
maneuvering
yeah.
the waters.
Mm-hmm.
So you do 28, but then the one thing that like we were talking about before the podcast is right after the actual Epic fights, I got turned on to the show Why We Fight on ESPN.
Right. Yeah.
ESPN Plus or ESPN, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Kat Zingano, who also is her striking coach is John X, who we were talking about before. And I watched just like one random episode, but I thought it was a documentary on her.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out it's like, no, she goes to these places and, it was a lot of it was Thailand, and then other places she talks about her own story, and then these fighter stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm watching, and like I was saying before the podcast, I start consuming like every morning. I'm like stretching and I'm watching the show, and I think it was like episode 3 or 4 of her season, and they start out at the Del Mar racetrack, and it was like Fist of Fury. I don't know, not Fist of Fury, but it was like it had some name, and it was like something to do with fighting, and it was during the races. It looked like
it was it's actually the state fair.
The state fair,
right?
Okay,
at Del Mar,
dude, and it was like you guys had a cage
right
in there. As fighting outside, and it was super dope. And then it cuts, boom, and then it goes into the episode, and Kat's following this guy Carlos
Tubrity Morales from White Tiger.
I remembered White Tiger, and it was L.A. He's like a UCLA grad, like pre-med.
Yes.
And he just, and the reason that I thought this was super interesting is because he just won a double belt fight on Epic 46.
Right.
So I was like, yo, okay, so this is that guy. And then, watch the episode, and lo and behold, who do I see? I see you, sir.
Yeah.
I see you and then like you come up and you're talking about fights, and then you tell him like, yo, you got to give him bad news. Like, yo, your dude bailed. He didn't show up. And then that's, again, like what I was mentioning before the podcast, like I was like, okay, because Leov was telling me like, yo, Harvey said this. John X is like, Harvey said this. I'm like, who the fuck is Harvey? I don't know who you guys keep talking to me about who Harvey is. I was like, I don't know who this guy is. And then it like all clicked, and I was like, this makes a lot of sense now. And I was like, yo, I need to talk to this dude. And it was like Epic. And then but what made it even better was that like they have these interviews, and it's like a TV show, of course, but they're in the Sheraton 4 Points, and they're in there pre, the fight, and Kat's talking to Carlos, and you're sitting in that like the general admission area.
Right.
And they're showing the ring, and they're showing like mad logos of Epic. And it's just like, for me, when I saw that, it was like, dude, this is home. This is San Diego. This is the fight scene. This is the local fight card. This is so cool to see. So I wanted to ask you specifically about that experience. Like, did you have anything to do with that? How did they present to you? Did they like come to you? It's like, hey, like Kat wants to do this. Like, do you guys like, how did it all work?
Oh yeah. Well, the reason that it was filmed at the show is because his fight for ESPN was supposed to be on my card, but his opponent bailed, or it didn't work out for one reason or the other. His opponent could not show up, or I don't know what happened. So long ago, and it's happened so often that I forget. But we had the full ESPN crew there, and they were all ready with the cameras. And I remember walking into weigh-in, seeing the whole thing, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be cool." But then no fight. I'm like, "Shit."
Dude, did his opponent know that was going to be the thing, like on ESPN? And
no, I don't. You know what? I don't remember, but I don't think so.
Damn.
I don't think so. But it wasn't going to be like it was going to be shown on ESPN, but that fight was going to be
on the show,
right? It was going to be on the show and clips of it, whatever. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. So have a whole crew there and have to film me informing him of the fallout.
Yeah.
Which I felt like the biggest freaking dildo in the world, because I already told him like a half hour ago, but they're like, "Oh, we got to do it for the camera this time."
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I had to be.
It's like all dramatic and shit,
right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Honestly, it was completely fake and phony. I already told him. So what they did was they put the mic on me and all that shit, and then I was like, "God damn it!" So I had to walk over to him like, "Hey, bro." He's like, "Huh? Oh, what's up?"
Like acting all surprised and shit.
Huh? No way. My fire's. Oh, no, I had no idea. So that. It was weird, but at the same time, it was a funny experience and kind of a rush, because I got that nerve thing of the pressure of the camera in my face, and I was all wired up and, seeing all the knowing where the hidden cameras were, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And knowing it was going to be on ESPN and the build up with Kat Zingano prior to that actual moment.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that it didn't happen, but I was supposed to be at the Del Mar Fair when that happened.
Yeah, so he still got a fight on there, which was
dope. But it was under a different thing, which I had nothing to do with that one, but I had to be there, and so that was why.
Damn, that's so interesting. Yeah, I just thought, being as regardless he didn't fight, were you and Jason just like amping that it's like, yo, this is an opportunity to get Epic out there. Like, because that's good branding. Like, it's good marketing in a sense. It's like, hey, look at this. We're on ESPN Plus or whatever, like.
Yes, but it wouldn't be, I mean, I'm not trying to say that we're a household name, but it would be nice for the resume and to say that we have this episode, but it's not. It doesn't do like a big lift.
Okay.
For us,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's nice to say, and it's nice to have the clip, and it's part of our history book. But as far as the promotion, it's just.
It's just another notch in the belt, if you will.
Right,
yeah.
And it's something that we can hang on the wall and remember. But it didn't really do anything for the branding. Let me go back. It might have done a little bit more for the legitimacy of the branding.
That's what. Yeah, I think that's maybe more what I'm kind of trying to say. I guess. Yeah, because it's like, again, a year ago or before a year and a half ago before COVID. At 45 or whatever it was, it's like, oh shit, we're behind. We're here. We're kind of just people sitting in the crowd. And now we go to 46, and it was like, got that Lambo out front. You got you got the people out front. You got Jason fucking. It's like, yo.
Well, to be fair, when I showed up to my first shows, we always had that.
Oh, and that was always there.
Jason always provided that. That stuff was there before I even became a fan. That's Jason. That's all on Jason Stewart.
Yo.
He, as a matter of fact, he used to have those parked in the front of the hotel.
For real?
Yeah, but then they removed them because the guests didn't like having to maneuver through freaking Lamborghinis going into the hotel.
Of course.
Karens. But anyway, Jason provided all of that.
Dude, that's dope.
So before we even started having these record crowds and record attendance, we had that.
That's sick. Well, I mean, that's the other thing too, is like, you guys are growing, or at least it looks like you're growing. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. I'm a big believer of that. And you go to these shows and like every seat is filled. You have that standing area next to the DJ, next to the bar, and people are packed. Like, I mean, I was filming everything and going through the crowd, and I had like the full access pass or whatever, but like filming everything and going through, and then like just seeing how amped even people were at the VIP tables. It's like, dude, it's getting to a point where it looks like it's like almost overpopulated.
Yes.
Like you need to like expand.
Yes, but I mean, the 4 Point Sheraton is kind of like our home, our Staples Center.
Okay.
We also have the convenience of the hotel.
Yeah.
Which we need because
and they're super nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great hotel.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of fighters that come in from out of town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, so they can stay at the hotel.
Exactly.
Oh,
we have a deal where we can have a couple of fighters and also staff. I mean, I'm getting in there at 8 a.m. You know what I mean, and I'm staying there till freaking 2-3 a.m. So automatically, I have a room.
Dope.
So that stuff, we need that. And the fact that we're at the Sheraton, we're able to provide that for fighters who come in from wherever.
So are you guys, I mean, and this, this is just asking, but like UFC does, they have their Apex Center, they have their home in Las Vegas. That's the UFC home, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the T-Mobile Arena. But then they travel around and stuff like that. So, I mean, aside from San Diego, that might be like the spot where it's at. Have you guys thought about, or are there even talks of like moving to another city to do an event in another city? Or
it's funny you bring that up because that's something that I wanted to speak with Jason about, like maybe our next meeting. There's a strong promotion in LA and there's a strong amateur promotion in San Diego. There's nobody in Orange County. Boom. That's why Orange County is having fighters going to LA and going to San Diego because there's nobody in there. There's nobody. So, I mean, I know that's prime. That means that there's a perfect expansion opportunity for somebody in between LA and San Diego. I'm surprised nobody has jumped on that yet.
It's so funny you say Orange County. I was just talking to...
Watch somebody do it right after they hear this freaking podcast.
No, you know what it is? Is like I was just having a talk today about Orange County for a different thing, for coffee-related items. And it's like, dude, Orange County is on its own... They're on their own tip over there. Like,
yeah.
They're not LA. They're not San Diego. They don't even regulate certain things for when it comes to coffee shops. There's no food trucks allowed in the whole Orange County area. There's just...
It's a completely different market.
Dude, it's a different world over
Yes,
there. They're
right.
and they make it known that they
Right.
do it that way. So it's very interesting that, I mean, if you could pull that off, like even Costa Mesa area, that's technically Orange County. Like that's where a lot of like Volcom and Quicksilver and a bunch of those companies are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, that'd be pretty. I think isn't Ruka in Orange County?
Yeah, I think.
Boom. There you go. Get some
Yeah.
art of jiu-jitsu people over there. Maybe they want to hop into some
I
MMA.
I'm not even worried about who I need to get. All I need to get is a date, venue, and a card, and I could put together something
Super easy.
there. Easy.
So for me, like, talking about Liav, we were talking about Liav before the podcast. How do you get a fighter from Tahiti out here? Do they approach you, or do you like?
Well, here's the thing: it's actually one guy.
One guy.
His name is Rahir Dudes, and he turned out to be the Michael Jordan of Tahiti in mixed martial arts because he was the first guy to leave the country from Tahiti because mixed martial arts is illegal there. So he was the first to leave Tahiti, come to the United States, train, take fights, amateur fights, before anybody ever did that. So he had the whole country watching him going, oh my God, that's great that you're doing this, and following him.
Yeah.
Since then, he has built up his amateur career. He turned pro. He's won pro fights. Now he has his own gym in Tahiti. They're making it legal because of him.
Oh, so he's like the local legend kind of thing.
Yes,
like the
exactly.
Local hero. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
So because he was, I came into the business while he was still an amateur. The business relationship that we have grew to he kept just sending all of his students here.
Oh, wow.
On my cards. It grew to the point where now he wants to do a Tahiti United States card over there. I'm serious. Yeah, he might get word of this podcast, listen to it. He's probably jumping around because he's waiting for that date. But he wanted to do one before the end of this year, which would be extremely difficult to do.
But I mean, hey, it doesn't mean it can't happen eventually. Like, and would be
strike that. He actually wanted, because he can't do it there, he wanted to do it here before the close of the year. So he wanted me to lock in a date maybe in December,
where he'd bring like all Tahiti fighters.
Exactly.
And have USA versus Tahiti kind of
thing.
Right,
which he is sponsored by Tahiti Airlines. So they'll bring
what the fuck.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know some fighters who'd be down.
Yeah, he's so huge over there that yes, he has that type of sponsorship, and Tahiti Air sponsors he and his fighters to come to the United States for my fights.
Wow.
Right.
That is
shout out to Tahiti Air if you're listening.
Yo, first class.
Yeah, hit me up.
Dude, that's wow. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And then so I think we were talking about this again before the podcast, or maybe during this so far, but it's like, how to like, I know you say like there's Joe Schmo or like from this camp or whatever, but if you're the matchmaker and there's so many fighters, and especially in Southern California, I mean, do you get approached by other fighters from like New York, East Coast? Like,
I do all the time. But here's the thing: what's the benefit of me getting somebody that nobody knows of over here? Okay, let's say I get a guy from my hometown in New York and he fights on my card. He gets the benefit out of it from fighting in California.
Yep.
But we don't get any benefit from it at all because who's going to buy his tickets here? Who's going to know him?
Okay.
Right? He's probably going to want some reimbursement for his travel expenses. But how am I going to recoup that off of what ticket sales?
Yeah.
But if somebody from New York was to fight a huge ticket seller over here, it kind of would make sense, and that would be a case where I would. Okay. But remember, I would always pick somebody local in California before I took somebody who had to get on a plane.
Local in California, meaning like from top, like Oregon down to here, or is it Southern California?
Anybody
specific?
who didn't have to get on a plane.
There you go. Okay, so Southern California, essentially.
Right. No, but I mean, even Northern California, they could, if they booked well in advance, they can get a
cheap ticket.
A ticket which should be less than gas.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we had that type of advance notice, I'll cover your airline ticket.
Okay.
Yeah, because like $125 round trip. That's nothing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that's doable.
Okay.
But I do get people who are in other states that are like, yeah, I'll put on a show for you and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
Quit playing.
cut this shit, bro.
All cap.
You know what? I'm already conditioned to know who you are by how you approach me, how you text me, your social media, your fighter pick, your record. You put all that into the mix, and I can already make a judgment on,
Damn.
yeah, if you can do it.
So you're
or
good
not.
at reading people.
Yeah, well, after doing this for how many freaking years and dealing with all these freaking walking dildos, I know who the fuck is a real fighter and who's not. You know? Like, there are some camps that all I need to do is get the phone call from the coach.
Yeah.
And that's all I need.
Yeah. Because you know then that fighter's going to be legit.
Exactly. I know it's legit. I know they're going to show up. I know they're going to be able to pay for their medicals and their licensing. Yeah. I know that the day before weigh-ins they're not going to tell me, some fucking bullshit excuse.
Yeah.
That you get from legitimate teams.
Yeah.
Okay? Though that's the way I screen them and I give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
Like I said before, I'm not going to judge one fuck up on a team for one guy. You know what I mean?
100%. If the way you talk, man, it's so funny because like that was one of the things like we talked about this about your on Instagram. You're from New York.
Right.
So you like
I'm drinking. Is it coming out because I'm drinking?
No. What it is like what it is like my boy Nardelli. Like when I go to New York, I've been to New York a couple times. I always stay with my homeboy Nardelli in the Lower East Side, money making Manhattan. Every time he says, he's like,
money making Manhattan.
Yeah, that's where we at. Let him know. Yeah. It's like, all right,
he's
cool.
he's from the LES.
No, he's from Jersey, but he moved there and he's been there for a long, long time.
Define a long time?
I want to say like over 20 years.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
because I heard of a fucking San Diego barber who spent like a summer in New York, right? So he started getting fucking tats on his arm and shit. Like New York's finest, all this New York shit on his arm. So when I saw him at cutting hair at a barbershop, I started going, hey, you're from New York, my hometown, blah, blah, blah. To find out he only spent like a fucking summer there, 2 months. And he's claiming my city.
Stop it.
Right. With all this fucking New York shit tatted all over him, just to make himself stand out in San Diego.
Well, this is the thing. It's like I'm from the Bay Area. I have a Bay Area tat. I was born and raised there. I didn't leave until I was 20 years old, but I've been in Southern California now for 15 years. Okay. And I've been in San Diego for pretty much, 13 of those years. So it's like I was talking to my homeboy. I was like, at what point do you I'm not that I'm ever going to claim San Diego, but like I love it here. I've been here for 13 years. It's like at what point are you a San Diegan? It's like, dude, my homie was like, I would say you're kind of a San Diegan now. And I was like, I think it has to surpass the amount of time that you were at your original home.
Well, also the present time counts for a hell of a lot.
The present time?
Yeah, where you're at.
I mean, yeah, it's not where you're from. It's where you pay rent at. That's what like the Outcast said on the AT-Aliens. But it's like, I don't know. I mean, like, I love the Bay Area. It's where I grew up. But it's like, damn, I love San Diego. You know, it's like whenever I go anywhere in the world now, it's like, where are you from? It's like, oh, San Diego.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know?
No. And I love it here. The weather here is great. It's just great here in San Diego. But my roots are in Queens, New York.
Okay, so Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so back to that. So Nardelli, he owns a skateboard company there called Five Borough,
in
New York City.
The guy that you work with owns a.
No, my homeboy. He's just my homie. Like I met him through skateboarding. So like I skated. That's what I did for pretty much my whole life until I got into coffee.
That's hilarious because when I was a little kid, I was a skateboarder too.
Dude, fuck yeah. Dude, those New Yorkers are raw, man.
No, you know what? You know why is because I was a baseball player, right?
Okay.
But in the wintertime, you can't play.
No.
In the city, there's ice, there's snow. It's freaking cold.
Yeah.
So I was a skateboarder because we had an indoor skateboard palace in my neighborhood. So that's my skateboard resume right here.
Dude, I mean, I've been a skateboarder I started skateboarding when I was 13. I'm 35 now, so
right.
22 years.
Long fucking
time. But that's what I did for a living at one point in my life. That's what I did. So that's how I met Nardelli. And ironically, he's the dude who like changed my whole perspective on life. Like I was just skateboarding, no backup plan. He's like, dude, you need to fucking hustle, bro. He's like, I live in New York City. He's like, this is what I fucking do. He's like,
is he there right now?
Oh, fuck yeah, he is. He's in the same apartment he's been in like the whole time I've known him. Like,
okay.
I've known Nardelli I've been in here for 13 years. So I probably met Nardelli like 3 years in the meter. So yeah, like 10 years I've known him.
Okay.
And dude, I remember pulling up to his house. I got out the cab. I pulled up into his house. I was wearing board shorts and flip-flops, like slippers. And I was wearing a tank top. And I was like, yo, what's up? He's like, what? Before I even walked into his house, he's like, I could tell you right now, there's been nobody who's ever walked in my house with flip-flops on. I was like, he's like, this is the most California shit I've ever seen. And I was like, yo, whatever. Like,
New Yorkers don't do that shit.
Dude, yeah. I can understand why. There's fucking rats running around and shit. Like, I learned real quick. But it was like, and what was funny about that first New York trip I was at, he ended up going on a 5-borough trip because it's a legit skate company. Yeah. And he was like, dude, I totally forgot. I planned a 5-borough Atlanta trip in the middle of your trip. So I was there for 7 or 8 days. I skated with him the first 2 days. He left on the 3rd day. He didn't come back till my last, the 6th day. Mm-hmm. So he was gone for 5 days of the trip. So he's like, here's my key to my apartment. I know he was the only person I knew in New York City. And he's like, have fun.
Where was he at? Where did you?
In Chinatown.
Oh,
like right next to Chinatown. Yeah.
Wow, that's freaking interesting.
Bro,
to stay there.
It was so fun.
Yeah. Did you go to Little Italy?
Dude, I went to... Dude, okay, so I'm really glad you know that because like...
How could I not fucking know that?
I'm fucking serious. Okay, but like I had an ex, and my ex, I told her, I was like, yo, Nardelli left. And I was like, I would just go skate by myself. I don't know nobody. And she was like, yo, my cousin's out there. She's from Hawaii. She's like, yo, let me call her up. So her cousin's like, yeah, I want to fucking meet your boyfriend, whatever. She's a fucking... she was like she's the biggest florist. I don't know if on the East Coast, but the biggest florist in New York. Her name's Ivy Joy.
Wait, she's the biggest florist in New York, and her name's Ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah. Really, I mean, that's pretty cool because I know it's a very lucrative business.
Dude.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, are you sure? She's like, here's her Instagram. Check it out.
Okay.
She does like L'Oreal Paris. She does all that shit.
Okay,
she does like the Tonys. She does this, that, and this. And she was like, yeah. So her cousin calls me. She's like, hey, like, I'm busy, whatever, but let's meet up for dinner. We go to a spot in Chinatown. And it was the most fucking, dude. We pull in and it's like, I'm eating this shit I've never eaten before. And she's like, get this. She orders everything. This is this. All right, cool. Because I was like, Chinatown, San Francisco, kind of the same thing. No, not the same.
Yeah.
Even the food's different.
Yeah.
And then so like, dude, I'll never forget this. Like I ended up like, yo, I'm going to go use the bathroom. I go downstairs and I like walk down the stairs, hook a left. And then there's this hallway. And to the right, I could just smell cigarettes. And then I look to my right and there's a door open. And there's just dudes playing dominoes, and they're all looking at me. And I was just like, because like I walked over, I was like, oh, what's this? And then there's...
Wait. Chinese people?
Yeah.
They're not playing dominoes. They're playing mahjong.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. No. Because I was thinking, who the fuck is playing dominoes in Chinatown?
I mean, well, like they look like
yeah,
dominoes.
they look like dominoes. Yeah. I know, but you had me for a second. I was like, who the fuck is playing? They have a freaking illegal Puerto Rican dominoes tournament going on over here in Chinatown.
Okay. Well, whatever the fuck mahjong is, that's what they were playing. And that shit looked definitely illegal because they're all smoking cigarettes and they're just... And then the dude walks over and just shuts
the door. Yeah.
And
well, you know what? That was probably the waiting area for the real gambling that was in the other room. I'm serious. There's probably some high stakes gambling, poker, you name it, gambling there. Okay. Yeah, that shit happens in New York. I've been to one. I went to one in Chinatown actually.
Dude. It was so G, and then I was like, yo, I wasn't even.
You felt like you were in a freaking movie, right?
Yeah, and I go use the bathroom, whatever, come back out, and then I told Ivy about it, and she's like, okay, so she's like, yo, you like dessert? And I was like, I'll do whatever the fuck you say.
Yeah.
Period. And so I was like with her and her husband, And she goes like, okay, we're going to go to Little Italy. She literally walks us down this fucking alley. It looks mad sketchy.
Yeah.
And she's like, yo, there's a bar right here. And we're going to go in. And it's like a private thing. I've done a couple events here. And there's like this big ass dude sitting outside. And he was like, yo, what up, Ivy? She's like, hey, blah, 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 blah. He's like, I want to this is my friend from California. I want to bring him in. I want to show it. He's like, yo, it's a private event. I can't let you in. She gets all like, you mean you can't let me in? He's like, Ivy, it's a private event. Like, yo, you can't. She's like, I'm going to call the owner. She calls the owner and she's like, oh, it's a private event. Okay. I'm sorry, whatever his name was. She's like, he's like, Ivy, I wouldn't do you like that. He's like,
right,
oh, okay, whatever. And she's like, all right, let's go get a cannoli. And I was like,
where'd you get
fuck?
it?
I don't even remember the spot.
Oh, no.
I don't remember the spot. She's like, you ever had a cannoli? I was like, no, but if you're saying it's dope, I'll go. So we go to Little Italy.
Suck. I wanted to know where the fuck you got it, goddammit.
I don't know.
Because I know the spots. Oh, you killed me.
She took me to get a cannoli and I got gelato. And
Okay,
then, and we kicked it, and then I think we did something else, but that was like the first time I met her, and then the second time, like I think it was a year later, I ended up going with my ex. Dude, she has the fucking top floor, had a spot in Astoria, like a penthouse.
Wait. You're talking about your friend Ivy.
Yeah,
She has the top.
like the top floor of,
in
penthouse in Astoria.
Wait, in Astoria or the Waldorf Astoria?
No, in like Astoria, in the area of Astoria. It's in Queens. They said Queens.
Okay,
it's
all right.
like the neighborhood Astoria.
No, I just needed to clarify that. Okay, in
yeah.
Astoria, Queens.
Yeah.
Okay, understand.
Super buttery
Yeah.
spot.
Right.
Like,
I know Astoria.
the Greek area, it's like all Greek
I
and
know.
shit.
I know. Yeah.
Bro, it was so insane.
Is she Greek?
No, she's fucking Filipino. Yeah.
Are you freaking kidding me?
No. I shit you not, bro. Yeah, married. Yeah. No, I think she has a baby now too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm here talking.
Balling.
Yeah. Well, if you're in freaking flowers and you're doing that shit, yeah.
Dude,
All right.
yeah. It was, I mean, like, that was really awesome was that actually, like, that trip specifically, I did my skate trip, and then, like, I was there for 2 weeks, and the last week I was with my ex. We go to this restaurant one night. She's like, yo, meet us in East Village. We're going to go to this Thai restaurant. All right, cool. I'm going to bring my assistant. So it's this girl, like, shout out to Liz Yang. She's a fucking G. She's like one of my favorite people to ever follow on Instagram. She's so fucking hilarious. But she's like straight face, like resting bitch face all the time. Will never laugh at you. And when she talks to you, she's just like, yeah, whatever. She's like,
Wait, and that was what, your date for the night?
no, this is like her assistant. This is I was
okay.
with my ex, so it's like me and my ex meet her and her assistant at this restaurant.
Yeah.
The restaurant's closed.
Yeah.
We go in and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, come on in. You're here with Ivy, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay, cool."
Isn't
So
that cool to eat at a restaurant that's so close to the public?
bro?
Yeah.
It was like
It's like a bucket
private
list.
yeah,
a
it was a
bucket list
private dinner.
experience to have dinner at a. Yeah, I know.
this whole thing was lined with fucking like see-through rocks, I don't like fluorescent rocks, and then like all the flowers were done, and they had LED lights flashing on them, and we're sitting there, we're eating, they're bringing us out meals, and like we have a waiter and whatever, and she's like, so do you guys like the flowers here? And we're like, yeah, they're pretty dope. The LED lights are cool. She's like, yeah, I do the flowers, and we're like, oh, she's like, that's why I'm able to do this, blah 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 blah, and she proceeds to tell us that the reason she's able, the reason she'll do flowers for a restaurant is that she'll be like, people will approach her and be like, hey, will you do the flowers for my restaurant? And she's like, okay, you have to give me a dinner with me and 4 of my friends, private dinner. And if I like the food, then we could talk about a quote.
Right.
And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's what I do. And I was just like,
Yeah.
that is the most New York, like, dude, everybody there is hustlers. Like,
Well, you're setting the standard.
dude, you got to let them know.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Right.
But the reason I was saying about why I'm bringing it back, and the reason I was like, your New York shit is just these fucking dildos and like these da 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 da. It's like you're so raw, and everybody that I've met from New York, they don't play fucking games.
Well,
like,
I got accustomed to being here in San Diego, so I was like being a politically correct, fucking soft guy, like cater to your shit. I think I may have fucking snapped. Because I just got tired of this shit, really.
Yeah.
Got tired of dealing with this a lot of this fucking California bullshit.
Yep.
That I wouldn't put up with if I was on the other side of the country.
Yep.
Like I stopped putting up with this shit on the fucking freeway. Like this fucking California shit, the way you guys drive. Fucking you too slow. I cut you off. I don't give a flying fuck anymore. And that's because, you know what? It's like I kind of stoop to their level. I stoop down to the California level of behavior, and I feel like I gotta be myself now and do what the fuck I want.
Always be yourself. You always have yourself. I saw you had an empty beer, sir.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Do you edit this?
Nah. I mean, well, yeah, I will. I definitely will.
Okay.
But I like to keep it pretty raw, just because, like, unless you say something that's like really out of hand, then like I've definitely had people.
No,
like,
I just wanted to ask you something before we continued.
Oh, do you want to? Okay, hold on, 1 sec. Give me 1 sec.
If somebody still insists on buying and needs a VIP that we don't have, we have this.
It's like, yo, let me get my table. Pull up, make a table, son.
Right, but here's the thing: when he's making saying that to the girls, somebody overhears it who doesn't have a VIP table and goes, hey, how much are those? 500? He comes out and gives them $2K.
Yeah. The guy that I saw who was sitting at that table.
Yeah.
And like his whole crew.
Oh my God. You know, the funny thing is it might have been that freaking guy.
Was it the chick who was wearing the white dress too who was sitting at the table? Like,
dude, I don't
The guy who was sitting there was like two dudes because there was only four chairs. I think three of them were filled. It was like him and his homie and like this amazingly beautiful woman.
Right.
Like it wasn't even a girl. It was like a woman, like wearing a nice out like dress. It wasn't slutty.
Right.
It was like, I remember she walked by me. I was like, God damn. Like, yeah, you know? And it was just like the dude who was there, he's like kind of like a bigger dude and he just looked fly and he was dressed very well. It's like, yeah, I could see that. Like if you're telling me it's $500, yeah. Guy looked like he was very well put together, I should say.
Yeah.
So makes a lot of sense. Hey man, he's just balling. He's just like, whatever, fuck it.
Yeah, but I found it completely amazing that we actually have an opportunity to market,
dude.
stuff
I mean,
like that now.
Just to talk about it. I mean, I've been to UFC, and I think it's fucking amazing. It's a very primal experience because there's so many people there, and
there's nothing like it.
Yeah, but that's on the major scale, right? That's like going to a fucking Padres game. You know, you're there, you're hyped, it's the love, you know?
It's the epitome of the sport.
Exactly. The pinnacle, almost, I would say.
Yeah, right, the pinnacle, exactly. Yeah, perfect word.
But you guys, what's so dope is that, like, I know the people who are fighting. And then you get, this is a chance, and it's, what I say on the show, like, not to make this, whatever. I always say, like, this is your time to shine, homie, let's go. Like, when I go to Epic, the two that I've been to, especially like again being one on one side of the fence and now being on the complete other side of the fence, to see the whole operation, it was so cool to see people like, yo, this is your time to shine. Like you give no-name fighters a stage, and they have their moment of greatness or their moment of failure.
Right.
And like there was a battle right before Leov's fight. And it was for like it was like for 2 belts, and it was like, it was like this kind of like stockier dude, but he was like ginger, and then it was against that like kind of a skinnier dude, but like
I know exactly the
wrestler
fight you're talking about. Anthony Silva versus Max Flynn for 2 belts. For 155 pound.
I think so, yeah. And like it was like a ginger kind of orange haired dude, like but he was stocky, and then the other dude was kind of like he was jacked, but he was like taller and like leaner.
That is it. If you're talking a ginger fight, you're talking about that fight. Yeah,
dude, that fight. Yeah, holy shit, it was so good. I mean, it had wrestling, it had striking. You saw a couple drops on both sides.
Yeah,
and it was like at first, the ginger dude came out tough. Like it was like, oh shit, and then he. I don't want to say anything because, like, yo, they battled it out, and it was really good. And towards the end, the leaner dude looked like he, got the best of the ginger guy.
Right.
But, dude, I saw the battle, the war that was waged, and the fact, and then you see the heartbreak, and the homeboy with the ginger, like, you could see. It didn't matter how many people were around. It was like all the dedication and everything that that if you've ever trained and you've ever like you're gonna fight or you've ever fought, that dedication. And it's like, to me, when I see that, when I saw dude crying, he like walked by us, yo, like mad respect. Like, bro, because I understand. Like, I know what I know what you go through. I see my homies doing it. Like, I'm trying to do it myself, and it's like, wow, fuck. Like, I know that would suck, but it's like, it was still such a hard-fought battle.
That guy he was the favorite in the fight.
The ginger dude?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he was the favorite in the fight. It was like, but his opponent, Anthony De Silva, he trained, like he had no break during this whole time off.
Yeah.
He dedicated himself to his craft with a great coach, and as if he had a fight next week. That's the way he developed himself.
It showed.
Right.
It showed that it was an amazing fight.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like that's what I'm saying is like no names. I've never heard of these dudes, and it was like holy shit. That was one of the sickest fights. It was definitely one of the sickest fights I've ever seen in person.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. And it was like wow. But then you also see like
I can't wait to watch that on video when we get the footage to put it on YouTube because I'm gonna want to see that.
Dude, that one in Luis's.
Yeah.
Luis knocked that dude out. That was crazy. I almost lost my mind. Well, I was standing next to John X, next to the
You want to
cage.
hear something funny?
Yeah.
That's the guy who Luis is fighting next.
They're having a rematch?
No, he's fighting that guy who won in the ginger fight.
What?
Yeah, he's fighting that guy.
Anthony Silva?
Yeah, Anthony De Silva.
Yeah. De Silva. Sorry,
Anthony that is who Luis Fernando Medina is fighting next.
Dude, my brain like
You tell me that's not going to be a freaking great fight.
That's going to
right?
Oh, that's
yeah.
gonna be
Fernando
a
has
heavy
homework to do
fight.
because he doesn't know what he's up against yet. I don't think he knows what he's up against yet.
Because that fight was before Leov's fight, and Fernando had already fought.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's the guy who. That's the guy who
155?
Fernando's fight. Yes, for the 155. That is for. His California state belt because he's the champ.
Dude, yeah.
So he's defending his title.
So he's going to fight for 2 belts.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But
Yo, I just got so excited.
yeah, but in this fight, Fernando's the underdog in this one coming into the fight versus Anthony De Silva.
Yo, does he know how hard he hits though?
He'll find out.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about does Anthony De Silva know how hard Luis hits?
You know what? They will find out on October 29th. They'll find out. But that's one of the ones that I'm like, oh, that'll be a good one.
Oh yeah, Luis has some cement in his hands, bro.
Yeah. But I'll be honest with you. You know what? The match that I wanted to make, and I'll be candid completely. I wanted the Max. I wanted a rematch of Max Flynn versus Anthony De Silva.
Oh.
Yeah, but
because it was such a good fight.
Yeah, it was a freaking great fight, you know. Yeah. But I mean, the thing is that, like I told you before, it was like Max Flynn held the cards because I needed somebody to face him for that fight.
Yeah,
and I needed to find somebody who was at least up to the level of him, that could qualify for it. Which Malik had that fighter. Excuse me. But the thing is that when I made the fight with Malik, I never told him, hey, look, you know what? If you do beat Max, you're going to have to fight him and defend in a rematch. I never had those words with Malik.
Well, have you ever been in, I mean, this might sound like a stupid question. Have you ever been in that position? Like where you have to be like, hey, like if you beat him.
Oh, no. Some coaches, they say that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they go, hey, look, if we want a rematch. In case, you know what I mean?
They lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does happen. And it won't be like they make it public. They'll just go, hey, look, just in case it happens, because we hold the cards and they're the one who has all to gain. You know what I mean?
Then they become the champ though, right? So doesn't the power shift? Like,
right.
Meaning like, wouldn't that fighter who now has the belts be like, nah, I don't want to fight him?
Exactly, which is what Malik exercised his right.
There you go.
I presented the fight. I go, hey, Max Flynn wants the rematch, and Max wanted it. His coach wanted it. His management wanted it, and they messaged me, and I told Malik, this is the fight I want. I go, look, if you do lose to Max, I'll make sure that you got to do it a third time, and I'm thinking it's a win-win for me because that'll be a trilogy. You know what I'm saying?
That would be so sick.
So that's why it was the fight I wanted to match. But then I couldn't force Malik and Anthony to take it because they hold the belt. They
were the underdog, and it's like it's so
right.
much. It came down to decision.
Yeah.
It was like didn't it come down to the last judge, right?
Look,
It was crazy. It was such a good fight.
Right. It was such a great fight. And it could have gone either way, but in the end, it's their decision. And if they didn't want to face him and they want to fight somebody else, so be it.
No,
well,
that's dope.
The second fight that I presented him with was Fernando.
Damn.
So they said no to Max's fight, and I presented Fernando, and Malik said, "Give me 24 hours to give you a decision." I was like, cool. He texted me, and boom, Fernando's in there fighting Anthony De Silva.
Yep. I had just heard about this today, actually, but the fact that you told me like made it real because now it's coming from you. So it's like, fuck
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's gonna be a freaking great one, man.
Dude,
I know
it's somebody out of my own camp that I train with, like
right.
You know, so that's. I fucking love watching Luis fight. I've watched his last 2 fights.
Yeah.
So now to be seeing him do this and then to hear it from you, and like he's been on the podcast as well, like both of his brother or him and his brother.
But before we even continue about it, my fucking concern is that he makes 155. Because I've been joking around about that freaking fat bastard. Fucking guy, bro, make 155. I mean, I swear to God, if he does, he will make it. But out of that 1% that he doesn't make it, oh Jesus fucking Christ, man! I'm gonna have to fucking blast him like
Dude, no, I'm aware, but
I think he's already there. Is he already
there?
Dude,
I was gonna
say he made a post on social media that he's
pretty
lean.
Fucking good.
Right?
I've never seen. He looked good for his when he was gonna do that undercard that's under 1. 1 FC. They have like their I guess how like LFA goes to like UFC. There was like that. He was gonna do his pro debut in that. I don't know. It was like another thing. He was, and then the fight got called off.
Right.
He was looking the best I'd ever seen him in the last 2 years, and then then he fought at Epic, and I don't know what happened exactly with that, but I've been seeing him now because we're training. We're all training. He's training for his MMA. I'm training for my PKV fight or whatever. He's looking lean. He's eating right. I saw him flexing on Instagram the other day. He has pretty much like a 6-pack.
Well, of course,
what
it's underneath all that 170-pound welterweight fat he carries. Let's not be soft over here. Is because when I remember when he's walking around into the cage as a welterweight, I'm like, you're essentially a freaking lightweight with a fat suit on in the cage. Dude, I mean, really, he's just carrying 20 pounds of weight.
He was, but now he's looking good.
Right. Now he's in like a fighter shape.
No, that's why I'm like, bro, like,
yeah, you notice.
I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't think.
Notice that what he looks like is somebody shrinking down to be his brother. Like, he looks like his brother. Like, he's on the way to becoming his brother.
Dude, no,
if he was
he's way too big. He would never be his
No,
brother.
but I mean, as he's losing the
he's
the weight.
looking. They're looking more alike, is what you mean?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Dude, he like, I have to say, he's looking really good. He's doing really well, and what scares me about that fight is if he's in shape and he's faster and he hits as hard as he does, bro. Like, I'm scared for the other guy. Like, but I know how rough. I know dude is durable, so it's like, this is gonna be a good fight.
Here's the thing, also too, is Fernando's facing somebody real.
Yeah.
Who's not slacking in any way, and is gonna be the realest fighter he's ever gonna be. Stepping into the cage with.
Yeah. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, and he proved it by beating Max Flynn, who
dude, that guy looked tough too.
Look, I spoke to a number of people. I spoke to a number of people who all thought, and about 5 people who have great opinions in this business, who thought that Max Flynn was going to win that one, hands down. And Anthony just freaking turned it out.
Yeah. Turned it out and turned it on.
Yeah.
Because he got dropped like almost immediately into the fight. Max, his name's Max, the ginger guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max fucking, pow, just whooped him. And Homeboy just dropped for a second, but then he weathered the storm, and then he dropped Homeboy a couple times.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, this is a fight. Like,
I know. You know what? You talking about it? I wish I even had the fucking video to watch.
Dude,
to replay
well, you
it, know?
sent me that video of the highlight reels and like
right.
Dude.
Yeah, okay, but that guy he has the master file. So they just made the highlight reel, and I'll get it all chopped up individually for professional uploading to YouTube, hopefully sooner than later.
Dope. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Dude, I'm getting so excited. So it's October 23rd is the next fight.
29th.
29th.
How many drinks have I had? I don't even know the fucking date. I believe it's 29. 10/29. It's
10/20.
really gonna suck if it's not.
Dude, pretty close to Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
10/29. I am fucking excited. I can't wait to be there. That's gonna be a whole.
Here's another thing. All right. I know that a lot of people didn't like the fact that my show ran till like 3 a.m. the last time, but
dude, I heard about that.
It'll never happen again. But it broke all freaking records and big deal. 27 fucking fights. But to go through that and to go through the administrative nightmare of 27 goddamn fucking fights, I don't want to go through that shit again.
How many years from the next card?
I want to cap it at 15, which
15.
I pretty much already got.
Okay.
At this point, I mean, people will be able to get on if I get a fallout, which I get them all the time.
Yeah.
But if I had to go tomorrow with a fight, I have it already.
Dope.
Yeah, I have.
That's exciting, man. I get excited just hearing how excited you are. Now that I know that you're doing this and you're as this stoked and like you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about for me. Like, that's why I want to have you on the show. I wanted to have you on the show just because like there's a lot of we're running in the same circles essentially that are going to cross eventually. So it's like
exactly.
But then now to like actually sit here with you and talk with you and really get to know you and like hear the passion behind it and how hyped you get and how excited you get about like, yo, I watched that fight, it was fucking amazing kind of thing. Like,
right.
Fuck
no,
yeah.
but
it's like passion, bro.
No, but the thing is that the reason why I look forward to this podcast and why I said yes immediately was because of Tyler.
Yeah.
Because I remember listening to Tyler on this podcast. So I was like, I already knew you. And once I got the email. And then I also...
Then the Instagram checked out.
Right. No, I also saw your that you were connected with Liev.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Liav's the fucking homie.
So once I saw that connection and I got the email and the message from you, it was a no-brainer.
Dude. And they're both fighters for my fight team.
Yeah, right.
Fuck yeah.
So, and I'm glad to be here. So
dude,
I'm glad.
Yeah.
So it works out like in a circle that I listen to you on the show and then I admire that and then I'm listening to one of my fighters speak about her stuff that I don't even know about, like out of the cage. You know what I mean?
Dude, out of the cage. Like that's you saw a different side of her.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
How did that whole thing come up? Like how did Manolo hit you up and be like, yo, I got this fighter, like when she was first starting out?
Manolo. It's all Manolo.
All Manolo.
Manolo's the one that brings me the fighter
Yep.
into the cage.
Okay.
If I hear about a fighter who's like doesn't have a gym, then I call Manolo and I bring him a girl. I go, hey, she doesn't have a gym right now. I think that you could lead her in the right direction. They usually go over there. Manolo calls me back later on in the evening and tells me, hey, man, she's great. Yeah, she'll be a great addition to the team. Or he tells me, nah, bro, she's a fucking meth head.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's a meth head. She's a liability in the cage. She's going to get brain damage if she ever steps in there against a real fighter. He'll straight up tell me that.
Yo.
Yeah.
That's tough. So you send people to like 10th Planet. That's
yeah,
like essentially it would be like
if it's a good marriage. Because you know what? I'll know if I hear about a fighter who doesn't have a team and I get to know where they are geographically and I get to know maybe their personality a little bit or about them, I'll know where to send them.
Okay.
The perfect team that will take care of him from here throughout their amateur career. And it just so happens that a lot of times, that's the best female team you could ever be at is,
10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu over
there, is Manolo's team. Because what other team or what other place specialize, has a really strong female team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've been to the Shark Tanks. Like I've
Yeah.
gone and filmed Tyler there.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah, yeah.
So, and I've gotten to see their whole process, whether it's Don doing the jiu-jitsu, Manolo doing the MMA camps, and like seeing, dude, it was so crazy going to Epic again. Like, again, Brian, bringing it back to 46. When I would go film Tyler to promote for her pro fight that she just had, I saw a lot of the 10th Planet dudes and women training in that camp with Tyler doing the Shark Tanks, or like just seeing those things, or her training and going to like do jits class. Cause I'll just film her doing that. It's like seeing those familiar faces, and then like John X and Manolo know each other. And then it's like, I got my camp with Perusa. Cause like, yo, I ride for my people. Those are my homies and they're fam. But then like, I know Manolo and I know his whole camp. So it's just like, what's up, fam? Like, yo, you're fam too, but like on a different level, it's just like a different thing. Like, I train with these people, but I know you because of Tyler. And like, to see the people that were in that Shark Tank and like, they're out there fighting, it was like, at the same time, it was like, fuck yeah, did you get that shit? Like, I seen you guys. I know how hard you train. Dude, their Shark Tanks are fucking ridiculous. Like, start with the pad on the ground and like elbows, boom, elbows, like hit the knees. And then you get up and like he switch, like jujitsu. Yeah. And then like Don will hop up on top of Tyler, boom, hit the jits, and then pop up. And then it's like standing or MMA or like, whatever. And then you got Killer Miller over here fucking throwing her on the ground doing like wall walks or whatever. And then you got fucking Tyler and Tyler and Killer Miller. I don't know her name. I'm sorry, I forgot. Juliana. Okay.
Yeah.
Seeing them two, like both times I filmed Tyler, like at the beginning of last year or at the end of last year. So like October when we dropped, like when I introduced her and then gave her coffee, we did an MMA one, and it was Killer Juliana in the first video, but then they were going at it for this one, bro. Like they both spinning back fist each other. They fucking are kneeing the shit out of, dude. They're like literally in a fight, and they're like homegirls, like they're beating the fuck out of each other. And it was like, yo, this is love. Like,
I know.
It's
I've seen some of that. The funny thing is that sometimes the fights that you see in the gym are better than the professional fights that you see out there. When you see like teammates just beating the fuck out of each other,
just going at it.
It's amazing. It's like it's almost illegal. Really,
dude,
I've seen that before. Yeah.
In the middle of that, they'll be like, Manolo will yell something out. It's like sprints. So she goes from a fucking gnarly battle with Juliana, and then just run sprints.
Yeah.
And then just like do burpees, and then like, okay, all of a sudden go back into fucking jits, and then it's like you're dead. I'm watching this. I'm like, I know how winded you are right now. I don't even like. Tyler's in great shape. It's like, fuck.
It's all in preparation for the real deal when they're doing it in the cage.
But dude, and then you like the same time though, like, yo, shout out to my homegirl Liav, is like, she's in our camp, and of course she's like one of my best homies, like I was telling you about. Right. But like, you get her in the cage, and because I train with her, her power is unmatched. It's like you've seen, I mean, and this is no disrespect to the Tahiti girl, but Liav went up a weight class and then fucking gave that girl a huge black eye. Like the power that Liav has is yo, she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with at 125. I'm like, yo, I fully believe that.
Oh, most definitely. That's leading up to her fight at Epic 47.
Yeah.
It's actually a John X fighter versus a Manolo fighter.
Yeah.
Which is excellent. And you know what? Okay, here's a little thing about real world matchmaking. If one coach comes up with me and gives me a 125, or another coach gives me 125, or I look at it and I go, hey, you know what? I think this will work out. So usually what I do is I go to the coach who I think will accept it more first.
Okay.
And I go through them and I go, hey, are you going to take this fight? And then I presented it to Manolo, and Manolo told me, he goes, oh, I'll take that fight, but I don't think Johnny's is going to take that fight.
It's funny because Manolo met Liav. Like they came with the Shark Tank there.
Right. Okay. So I'm good. I'm telling you, this is real deal information.
Okay.
This is real world stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got you.
I presented a fight to Manolo, and Manolo said that exactly that. He goes, I don't think Johnny's going to take it. I'll take that fight. So then I present it to fucking Jonix, and Jonix says, "I'll take that fight. Tell Manolo not to be a fucking pussy and take the fight."
Of course, Coach said that
Right,
shit.
right,
I
but-
can see Coach saying that
But
shit.
the thing is that in my experience, what I have to do is go to the one that I think will automatically take it.
Oh my god.
And run it through them first. And once they do, then I go to the one who I think might not. Because I actually thought Janix wouldn't take it.
What?
Really?
Son.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
saying
Hey,
this
hey,
is
no,
unbiased.
no.
I'm just like, yo, my people's is like, they're down to scrap.
Okay, but I'll be honest. I'm being fucking completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I didn't think that John was going to take it. But
Okay.
that was his response. He goes, "I'm going to take that fight. Tell Manolo not to be a fucking pussy."
Yep. Dude, but that's John. That's Coach. Coach, I know Coach saying that. Coach is probably standing there with his hips like all thrusted forward.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, tell him not to be a pussy.
Yeah, no, he told me that fight. Yeah, but he
Oh my
he
God.
guaranteed me that Fernando was gonna make that weight
Yep.
at 155. I go,
Goddamn
that's
right
my
he will.
only fucking concern.
Dude, everybody from Prusa that's coming out right now, I'm telling you, there's no cap. All love, all real. Everybody's coming out is getting stronger. Everybody's gonna fucking come out and just bang on them. That's what it is. Like I believe fully, because now we're also Hannah.
Right, I
Hannah
have-
Thornton is she's
right.
she's out of our camp too. Like yo, that's
Right.
my homegirl. Like for real. She was in my first day in jiu-jitsu. She was there.
Right,
Like-
I have one for Hannah's gonna be on my card as well.
Yes.
So yeah, I got
Banging
somebody
on
for
'em.
her.
Like, yo, I'm excited. I mean, of course, I can talk like these are my people, but like I will like also take it away and there's like no bias. But like I've seen all these fighters. Like, dude, I know. I've seen. I mean, like I said, I've been able to go to all these camps and I see these people and this faces are definitely starting to become familiar. There's just so much talent in San Diego.
Almost definitely.
Period. I'm really surprised that like on the level of like ONE FC, like UFC, all these like bigger ones, there's not a lot of people coming out of SD, but it's like maybe right now, like people will start coming up, like and get into those levels.
Oh, they're coming. They're
coming.
Yeah. Oh, as a matter of fact, it's funny that you mentioned who's coming up. The coach of Max Flynn was one of my amateur fighters who was in the UFC.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he started out with he was actually on the second card I ever did.
Sick.
And
So Epic 30. You said 28 was your first one, right?
no, 28 was my first one.
What did I say? 28. Didn't I say 28?
28 was my first one.
So it was on the
my
second one, so it'd
was
be 30.
29.
Oh, stupid. Sorry. I'm
Right.
Yeah, I'm dumb right now. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm
Had
a
a
little
couple beers.
buzzed, but I think my math is still
Yeah,
with my body.
I was like 28, 29. That's one.
Right.
So
So
about
if
one
he's on
and
my
two,
second
that's
card
right, yeah,
and 28
duh.
was my first one.
Sorry, I had a
Spike
blonde- I had a
Alpha
blonde
Spike was on 29.
Oh my god.
And
Don't
his
listen to-
fighter was on 46.
Sick.
To show you the timeline.
Damn.
But yeah. Oh, here's the funny thing
Almost
about
20, like
here-
18 later.
Here's a cool. I got a cool story about Spike Carlisle. Right. So Spike is doing his debut in the UFC, right?
Okay.
And I realized, oh shit, if he's in the UFC fight, there's gonna be a betting line on it, right? So I go over to the fucking casino, fucking get in there quick because he was on like the prelims, I believe, and I fucking lay down a bet, right? Oh no! Prior to me laying down the bet, I just looked at his opponent, and because I know who Spike has faced,
Yeah.
I'm just looking at his opponent. I'm going, yeah, he hasn't faced who Spike has faced before. So I fucking go right over to the casino. I fucking lay down a bed. I grab a sandwich and I fucking come into the crib, right? And fucking unwrapping the sandwich. I got the TV on and Spike has already walked in there and he's about to fucking fight. Before he even can fucking take a bite out of my goddamn sandwich, Spike already finishes his motherfucker in the cage.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, it happened like that, like me rushing in, fucking getting in there, TV on. Oh shit, he's already in there, fucking unwrapping the sandwich. I got the fucking ticket that I bought the fucking bed in my pocket,
Yeah.
right? I got a goddamn fucking chicken cutlet sandwich on the table.
You're standing there. You're like unwrapped it. You take.
Yeah, I'm watching. No.
Freeze
Yeah,
it.
I'm in the process of fucking taking it out of the goddamn bag, unwrapping the fucking thing, putting it on the table, and he's already finishing them up in the process.
Well, how did he finish him? Knockout or like submit? What did he do?
Fucking TKO. Boom.
TKO?
Yeah.
What was it, like a right, a left, a jab?
No, if I can fucking remember it, he just fucking beat the fuck out of him and got him to the floor, TKO'd him, and
Boom.
ref called it, and I was like, motherfucker didn't even let me take a bite out of the goddamn sandwich.
But you won money.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, you can't even be mad. But you're
But
like,
the
yo,
whole
like,
process from getting out of the car,
you wanted the experience.
the whole getting out of the car to the me looking at the TV felt like 30 seconds.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's fucking dope. So he
Yeah.
came out of your camp, or like not your.
No,
like
he
Epic.
was on my second
Your
card,
second card.
which because it was after 28 was
29.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you, sir.
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay, there.
So he fucking
He was the guy that brought me Max Max Flynn.
How long did he fight in the UFC for?
He fought in the UFC for a year.
For a year?
Yeah, he's not with the UFC right now, but I'm 100% sure he's gonna be back.
No, all
Yeah.
good. I mean, he still did it. I mean, at the end of the day,
yeah.
At the end of the day, you guys.
No, but he's not that guy who is in the ladder of his career. He's at the beginning of his career.
Dope.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just the beginning of.
Well, no, but the fact that he already got to UFC, it's
Yeah,
like
right,
that, right?
exactly.
That's like they're considering that like NHL, NFL, like
Right,
that's
exactly.
the top echelon type shit.
Right.
That's, I mean, you get your starting point at like an Epic, and you build your following, and you build your hype, and you can get like these, like Tyler, get two
Right.
belts, like
Exactly.
do these things that are going to elevate you to that next level, because now she's fighting for Invicta, and that's another I compare it to like baseball, at least how I see it in my head. It's like minor leagues.
No, that's
Pro,
exactly.
but like minor.
That's the perfect analogy to it because I'm a baseball head.
Okay.
All right. My life is family first, baseball second, MMA third.
So you Yankees or Mets? You're Queens. Yo, you Mets.
Right.
Yo,
no, the Yankees can. I mean, look. You know what? I got to give it to the Yankees. They have turned around a real shitty beginning, and it just turned to put it on. They're on fire right now, and they have just freaking taken over lately, where nobody thought, which I didn't think. I thought they were going to have that same playing that they were doing in the beginning of the year all year long, but they stuck into it, and now they're fucking taking over. They
the
what
fucking
11?
Yankees.
I think they're on an 11-game winning streak
the
right now,
fucking
if I'm
Yankees
not
right now.
incorrect. Which I'm not a Yankee fan at all. I mean, people can accuse me, and rightfully so, of being a Yankee hater.
But I mean, I'm not a Yankee fan. I grew up in Fremont in the Bay Area. So
Right.
I grew up right underneath Oakland Coliseum. I'm an A's fan. If I were to pick one,
You know they're moving to Vegas, right?
I mean, I imagine they probably will. But like,
No,
that's actually
doing
happening.
it. They are doing it.
Well, fuck
I mean,
yeah.
it's a no fucking brainer.
It's the Oakland Raiders are there, so Las Vegas Raiders, Las Vegas A's. They were played in Vegas though too. At one point when the Coliseum, they couldn't play. They played there for like half a year.
Their AAA team is there
it's
already.
No brainer.
Right.
And so I love the Raiders. I love the Warriors. I love that because that's how I grew up. Right.
Right.
Mad respect to all the people, and if like growing up as a baseball head, like I don't fuck with the Yankees, but like I would definitely go to Yankee Stadium and like
No,
Babe
it's
Ruth,
for
like,
the
history.
historical.
Exactly.
It's for the historical thing about
all
it.
of them.
That's it.
But Joe Namath. I'm not Joe Namath.
I went to the new
Jets.
Yankee Stadium once, and I was to see Jay-Z and Eminem. I haven't been there for a baseball
Okay,
game.
wait. So you fuck with hip hop?
Shit.
Yo, I'm just saying.
I'm
like,
the
you're from
most
New York.
hip hop
Yo,
person
yo.
in San Diego.
Do you know
right
who you're
now.
talking? No, Zion, you're talking to the most hip hop.
No, I doubt that because
Dude,
I'm here.
stop
You're
playing with
sitting
me right now.
Yo, if you're sitting across me, you can't claim that at all.
Yo, I've seen Jay-Z with 50 Cent, Black Alicious, Busta Rhymes. That was my first hip hop concert with my girlfriend at the time. We were the only two, like, we were both Mexican, but we were both white. We were just both standing in the crowd. Dude, it was the Rock the Mic tour. I know you remember this. Okay.
Yo, my
Fire.
man. Yeah,
Fire.
look,
Wait. That
look,
wasn't
I'm
my first
not-
one, though. Wait, hold on.
You're not gonna. Okay, what you're doing right now because it's live and that's not live. It's a podcast. It's being recorded. You're calling me out.
I'm not calling you out, but let's talk hip hop.
Dude from the Bay Area is calling me out.
Yo, Cause I fuck with hip hop. Yo, this is like hip hop's like my passion.
Where does your hip hop? Not for
Yo.
nothing. Tell me, where does your hip hop timeline start?
Okay,
Where's the
my
beginning
hip-hop
of your
timeline.
hip hop timeline
MC Hammer.
start?
That was my first tape. Wait. That's my first tape, okay? But if we're talking history, Africa Bambaataa, we're talking Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. We're talking Big L. We're talking early Dipset.
Dude, Bill L.
Come on,
Big L,
KRS-One.
All right.
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
I got New York hip hop on lock, son.
Okay,
I went to
yeah.
149th and Lenox, or 130. Oh, fuck. 139. 139 in Lenox. I've been there. I stood in the corner. I stood in the fucking corner.
I know you. That's great. That's great.
It's the danger zone. The fucking first song that Jay-Z was on that with that is called "The Dangers of the Dangerous Crew" or whatever, on Big L's album.
Yo, my man.
Jay-Z.
Yo,
Come
my
on,
man.
stop.
But if you
Biggie.
even, I'm not even gonna recite my goddamn resume. All right, but I mean, look, you want to talk hip hop?
Keith
We
Sweat.
can chop it up.
Yo, let's chop it up then.
You know, we can chop it up. Okay.
Tell
all
me,
right,
what's your? I'm talking first ever, like
first ever
hip hop artist.
first ever hip hop artist?
Like, yeah, who, or do you want to count like when you're rapping on the street, or like the first person who like blew your mind with hip hop?
I was there when hip hop was the seed that just got the fucking water.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm old enough to remember when fucking Rapper's Delight wasn't even played on the fucking radio.
No. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, before that, I would imagine. Okay, if you're talking like early hip hop, so like you're talking like those what are they called? The parties.
Wait,
fucking,
here's
block
the
parties.
thing. Here's the thing you're not realizing after I just said that. If I said that, I remember and I was there when Rapper's Delight wasn't even played on the radio.
Yeah.
Right.
I know.
I'm giving you my fucking timeline.
No, I got you in my head right now. I got you. Yes. No,
so
I got it.
before it even became hip hop,
Yeah.
I was fucking there.
Yeah, you were there. You're talking like Jam Master Jay, like before when these fools are just like little babies.
Oh yeah, I was there. Right, I was there when Sucker MCs was a 12-inch single,
like vinyls and like like not 8 tracks, but like
I was there when fucking 8 tracks. My first influence on music was the Jackson 5 greatest hits on 8 track because it was in my parents' car and that was my mom's 8 track, and that was my first musical influence was the Jackson 5.
That's what's up.
So that album,
Baby Michael, damn,
the Jackson 5 greatest hits on Motown.
Yep.
That 8 track was my blueprint for who made my musical taste.
So then, what's your first rap record?
My first rap record.
Period.
Define my first rap. What if
the first one that like anybody, a rapper that I never even heard of. Like if it's your first one, like the first thing you ever came home, and you were like, "Yo, I'm about to play this." I don't give a fuck if it was a tape.
Rapper's
record,
Delight.
Like, that was your first one?
Yes.
The first one.
Yes.
Because isn't Africa Bambaataa wasn't it like because it was like breakdancing music and it like kind of went into that. And
that was
like,
okay.
Then
the
there's
Africa
like Don't
Bambaataa,
Touch Me with the Grandmaster Flash and shit. Like
Africa Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five was after the Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah.
And Rapper's Delight. But that was a span.
Africa Bambaataa was after that. Okay.
Right. That was a span of 1 year.
Okay. Yeah. So Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight, first one. I knew that.
Yeah.
That one was for sure.
But also too, that shit was never played on the radio. It was never on the radio. You would hear it. There was never hip hop on the radio at the time. If you heard it, it was on college radio starting at 12 midnight, and you could hear a hip hop show from 12 midnight to fucking 3 a.m.
It's like boom.
And that was the only way you could hear hip hop.
Dude.
Really?
The hip, a hip to the hip.
Yeah. No, what they were at that time, there was already hip hop out in the streets, but
it wasn't recorded. It wasn't like laid down, right?
No, it was laid down, but it was never on the radio. There was never a format. There was never a station where you could hear hip hop on other than college radio.
Yeah.
For real.
That's dope.
And then it wasn't until like it hit like WBLS because it was a predominantly black station.
Okay.
They started playing hip hop, sprinkling it in, you know, but it wasn't what it is today. It
Yeah,
was like it was like they would play one hip hop song like maybe every 2 hours.
Dude, it's
You
a
know what I
trip.
mean?
Like being I love the history of hip hop. Like I consume.
Oh, well, then you love fucking talking to me because I'm a hip hop.
No, that's what I'm
historian over
saying.
there.
Is like this is why you say that. I can relate to this because when I hear hip hop on the radio now, like I remember being a kid and like my brother is like a metalhead. He's fucking gnarly. He would come into my room and be like, "What the fuck are you listening to?" Like Tupac's greatest hits and like Biggie and like.
Did you? He was into metal. Did you dig like Body Count when Ice-T did Body Count?
See, I didn't hear that until I was like well into high school.
Right.
So like,
yeah, it's real old.
My
But
brother's like 13 years older than I am. So when I
Yeah.
was like 6, he was already graduating high school. So like when I was, I remember 6th grade, I got All Eyes on Me, Life After Death, and Tupac's Greatest Hits. Those were like my first like CDs.
Yeah.
Like I had tapes, but my first CDs were those.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, my history goes back to Rapper's Delight on 12-inch vinyl.
But my first tape, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Art of War, Volume 1 and 2.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. Bone Thugs and Harmony is a group that I've never fucking liked.
What?
For real.
Stop it.
And
Why?
I've gotten that reaction with everybody and their freaking
The
mother.
weed song?
But
my
no,
G.
I'm sorry. It's just never been a thing for me, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and I'm not disrespecting them. I'm just saying that.
No,
it is a
that's your
group-
opinion. Yo.
Right. In my opinion, it's a group that I never, ever put on, never wanted to play.
What about Thug Love with Pac?
The only one that I listened to is the track
Notorious
that
Thugs?
they did. Yes,
With
the track
Biggie?
that they did with Biggie. That's the only one that I ever play.
Dude, he says, high off weed and nicotine, caffeine, and he says something. I wake up in the morning with caffeine and I get my green. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Oh,
I
is
didn't
that
even-
where you got it from?
No.
Oh,
But
that's
I heard
the
it
thing.
afterwards. I was
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
It's Bone and
But
Biggie,
dude,
Biggie. It's
dude,
Bone
that
and
song's
Biggie,
tight, but
Biggie.
like, yo,
It's Bone and Biggie,
Pac
Biggie.
on Thug Love, he's like, I caught a plane out there Cleveland late last evening to help my clean up some no longer breathe it. Like, and he's just going hard. It's like, boom, boom. Like, I don't know. I like. There's some songs from Bone Thugs that I just like. Nah, son, you missed the mark
Yeah.
on this.
No.
But then there is some fire tracks like First of the Month. Like these are classics. But I think I was like First of
that's
the
funny.
Month.
The one that Chris Rock talked about in his stand up.
What is that?
It's a fucking ghetto welfare song.
Exactly.
It's the first of the month.
Wake up,
Yeah,
wake up,
yeah.
wake up. It's
He's
that one. Like if I could teach the world, dude. When I was in like 5th grade and I heard if I
Yeah.
could teach the world, I was like, because I like that harmony shit. I
Yeah,
love R&B though. That's the thing,
Look,
too.
if-
I think that's why.
I'll be honest with you. If somebody came up to me and was like, "Yo, I got Bone Thugs and Harmony tickets," I'll look at who they're playing with.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That's
because
fair.
It's not. I'm not hating.
No, that's fine.
I'm not saying that they.
That's just
suck.
not your bag
It's
of
just-
tea.
Exactly.
Okay, wait about this. Hold on. Okay, so we talked New York. I really want to get into some New York shit about that. But well, like you got the LA shit. So like when I was like 19, I went to like I don't remember what it was called, but it was like basically like a West Coast show, except for Lil Wayne. But Lil Wayne was there. The Game was the headliner after
Oh,
Lil
okay.
Wayne,
Yeah.
and then it was like West Side Connection, and then T-Pain. Randomly.
Oh, okay. No. That would be a show I'd be interested.
Dude,
in
West Side
seeing.
Connection
Yeah.
came out, like ding, 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 and like Dub C comes out and he's like some of the gangster shit, and like T just came out and he's fucking
Yeah.
sea walking, and then you got like Mac 10 coming out and he like hit playing Ain't Nothing But the Cabbie hit, or like Bow Down with the whole crew,
Right,
And then fucking like Mac 10's all blood walking, and it's just like these guys, like it's just such a different vibe. Because I've gone to shows I've gone to New York shows, and the New York rappers are just like all about the like, that swag, like holding the crotch, doing this shit. Like you got 50 who would like, back when 50 was like Get Rich or Die Trying 50, he was like more thug. But then you got Jay-Z who's a showman.
Right.
Jay-Z is a showman.
Yeah,
He's
I've seen him.
fucking
I've seen him
phenomenal.
multiple times.
Dude,
Yeah.
he comes out like 50 was tight, but like, and then you got Busta Rhymes who just stands there and he's just like,
Right.
it's fucked.
Some hip hop artists don't put on the show that some of them do. Mm-hmm. They just don't have the it factor or the showmanship in them, although they're dope rappers.
Yep.
But
They're better in the booth as opposed to in front of like a
right,
stage full of
exactly.
people.
They're
Yeah.
not so much a showman, but they are. I don't take anything away from their rapping, but some of them are the Jay-Z on the stage who don't put on that show. that type of impact when they perform live.
Dude, Jay-Z was something else. He really did blow my mind. It was
Yeah.
it left a lasting imprint. But I think also too, like seeing the Wu-Tang.
Mm-hmm.
Wu-Tang was pretty
I've never seen the entire Wu-Tang perform together. What? Yeah. No, I will though.
Dude, you got to.
No, I know.
It's insane.
Well, yeah, I can imagine.
Well, I mean,
it being
minus
insane.
ODB, RIP.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course, but yeah, that's on like my freaking bucket list to see the Wu-Tang all together.
Dude, they played at the North Park Observatory right here.
Yeah, I saw the Jizza. Yeah.
You saw the Jizza there?
Yeah.
Dude, talk about a guy who's just smart.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's well spoken.
I heard about that.
Dude, he's hella eloquent. He's like he's very philosophical.
No, doesn't he? What degrees doesn't he have a couple of degrees under his belt?
I don't even know. I would have to look it up, but I know he does like public speaking or like speaking events at colleges. Okay.
Yeah.
So what about like if we're talking New York rappers and we can pick any era?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could talk like. I'm going to tell you who mine is, but I want to tell you definitely like because there's the different boroughs. You know, you got South Bronx with KRS-One.
Mm-hmm.
You got Nas representing Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Then you got Brooklyn. You got Biggie. You got Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
You got Dipset. You got the Lox. You got Mace representing Harlem. You got I said Biggie already. ODB. I mean, like, there's so many greats. And then you got like Fat Joe. Don't forget my Puerto Ricans. We got like Fat Joe. We got the Terror Squad. Like
Yeah, Fat Joe.
Dude, like anybody who like all time best New York rapper. Period.
Jay-Z.
Period. What? Really?
Yeah. How long did it take for me to tell you?
Not a second.
All right.
Like not even a second. Go. You already knew the answer before I even said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of
favorite track on Reasonable Doubt.
Everything that every hip hop artist has ever accomplished in their entire career in life. No doubt, Jay-Z.
Okay.
I would say it's a reasonable doubt. Ooh. That's so fucking corny, right? That's so fucking corny.
Dude, without a reasonable doubt. There we go. What favorite track or even like, okay, how about
Song
this?
Cry.
Song Cry? No. On Reasonable Doubt. Song Cry is a good song, but that's on the Blueprint. On Reasonable Doubt is like it's like Can't Knock the Hustle's the first song. It's like, okay, you big man, you want to make some big bucks, huh? Like it's that Scarface thing, and then it's like Can't Knock the Hustle.
I've been drinking. Are you 100% sure?
I'm 100% sure. Song Cry is on Blueprint. It might even be on Blueprint too. Hold on, we'll look it up right now. I got you. I swear, I got you. Because now Jay-Z's on Spotify. I got you. Blueprint. Okay, here we go. Song Cry. It's right after Never Change and Heart of the City. Ain't no love.
On what album?
On Blueprint, the first one. This song right here. Hold on.
That's Blueprint.
This is on Blueprint. Yeah. This song's fire though.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, but see, my one on this one is Renegade. With
Eminem, yeah.
I take a bath at the moments. He's like, I take a bath at the casket.
No, well, if you're asking me my favorite track ever, that's one of them.
One of them.
Yeah,
no, we got to go like best track.
Best track?
Best track, Jay-Z, period. Oh, I said Reasonable Doubt first, but like, because that's his first album. And his first album, he has some bangers. But like, Can't Knock the Hustle's pretty tough.
You want to hear something funny? Okay, I have two, but I have to think which one. One of the two. One of the two. Right?
It depends on your mood of the day.
It's either on to the next one, or
on to the next one.
Right.
That's off of Blueprint 3.
Yep. Right.
With
love
DJ,
bitches, shy bitches, thug bitches, rough bitches. Don't matter, you're my bitches.
Oh, I know that
Gold diggers with your eyes are my riches. Can't knock your hustle for real. Aye, bitches.
Yes, I love that. Okay. No, that's
that one,
dude. No, Jay-Z's good.
Who you with?
I like Nas.
Who you? Oh no.
Oh, who you with?
Love Nas,
oh.
but who you, that was who you with. I either have to pick who you with or on to the next one.
Okay.
And I just right now I'm picking who you with.
Okay.
If I have to pick my best Jay-Z song, but Song Cry is one of my Yeah, that's my track. I love that track.
Dude, actually, you know what? If I'm gonna say favorite lyrical rapper,
Mm-hmm.
Nas. Like for me, I think he's the most gifted. And Illmatic, probably the best, arguably, debatably, best hip hop album of all time. But if I'm gonna put on like a CD that I know, or I mean, fuck, I'll put on an album that I know of that I'm gonna probably like more than 4 or 5 songs. It'll probably be a Jay-Z album.
Right.
Because like, dude,
right.
the Black Album, I got a good Jay-Z song. That's your favorite rapper. I much like Biggie and Pac, I've been obsessed with Nas and Jay-Z my whole life. Like obsessed.
Right.
To a point where the day the Black Album came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was the 18th. I don't remember what month it was, but it was the 18th. And it was a Friday. And I was already 18. I had just turned 18. So I was able to like fucking smoke Black and Milds and shit. And I had like I had a 1996 Volkswagen
Black and
Jetta.
Milds?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I had like 1996 Jetta. And I was like at 2004 or whatever. I was about to graduate high school. And I fucking drove down to Rasputin Music's over in Newark.
You're a cool dude, bro.
Dude, no, wait. I wasn't smoking it until I went to Rasputin's.
Okay.
They were sold out of the Black Album. And like, I was like, what the fuck?
What?
You sold out right when they opened. People went and like copped it super fast.
Really? Okay.
Because like hip hop's huge in the Bay Area.
Okay.
So like
okay.
I went and I was like, yo, you got any more? He's like, bro, this is the front part. He's like, you got to go check under Jay-Z. And it was like, it's kind of they had all the CDs lined up, but they were like by letter, so you have to like go over like records. And I was like going.
Right.
Boom, there it was. I got like one of the last ones.
Right.
So I had brought my best friend at the time, and I was like, bro, you want to cut? And I'm like, let's go get the fucking Jay-Z album. And he was like, all right, let's go. So we like, cut from school. It was like third period, and we because that's when like Rasputin opened. So then we cut, and then we fucking put it. I didn't even have like a fucking CD player. I had the auxiliary cord with the tape that linked up to my CD's player. Put in the Black Album, and like it just starts off. And then we just like we're driving around, and then it got like get that dirt off your shoulder, and then like 99. We were just driving around my hometown, listening to it, smoking Black and Milds. Like, oh, this is fucking G shit. And then we went back to school at lunch. Like after lunch, like we listened to the whole album, and then we just drove around, driving around the Bay Area, listening to it. And it was like, the for me, the public service announcement is my favorite song on that album. He's like, it's a public service announcement from the good people of Rockefeller Records.
Yeah.
Jay-Z like ROC, and he just spells it out and just like does his shit. And I was just like, oh, that's the best track on the album.
Right.
But it was like, then you start going backwards because I was 18, so it's like then you go to like Reasonable Doubt, and then you're going to fucking Hard Knock or like what is it, Life and Times of Sean Carter, and then there's Life and Times of Sean Carter Volume 2, and there's like Blueprint 2. And then, goes on from there. American Gangster soundtrack, which was fire. Then you got like, Watch the Throne when he starts collaborating with Kanye. You got
Did you go to his concert when he had Beyonce here before they knocked down the
not in San Diego, but I saw him and Beyonce at the Rock the Mic tour. She came out.
Oh, okay.
And they did Crazy in Love.
Oh, okay. But you didn't see on the Run tour too before they knocked down this freaking building?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
see that.
I was there, man. That
Did
shit
you?
was that shit was dope, man.
Dude.
To see that because the building's no longer around.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I saw Under Nicotina at 4th and B before that closed down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's a Bay rapper.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen Nas?
Yeah, I've seen. Well, I saw Nas, but not as the headliner. He came out with the Roots, and he
To like a band.
The Roots, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, because the Roots were playing in Radio City Music Hall, and while they were playing, Nas just came out.
Oh, so he just did like an appearance.
Right, an appearance,
Okay.
and he did a couple of tracks. He
Yeah.
did like I think maybe 3, if memory serves me correct.
Damn.
And then he was off, but I never saw Nas in his own show completely, which I know I'm gonna see him.
Dude, I saw him on the 20-year anniversary of Illmatic. That's the only reason. The only reason I went to Coachella was to see him. Yeah. And like, I'm not even gonna. I'm like, no cap. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I fucking cried. He came because he did Illmatic from start to finish.
Yeah.
And then dude.
I heard he does that.
Dude, he fucking even has the intro track where it's the subway going, and he did everything. I was rapping along, life's a bitch, and then you die. I woke up early on my born day. I'm 20. It's a blessing, the essence of adolescence.
You know who I just saw last week? Exactly last week was Cypress Hill for the first time.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Be real and shit.
Yeah. I saw them for the first time in Vegas.
Where? In Vegas?
In Vegas, yeah, in an open auditorium. It was better than I anticipated. It was a great show.
Dude, they have some bangers.
Oh my God, yeah.
Some
I've been a huge fan. I make a joke that is my favorite Mexican band, which they technically are.
They are.
You know? Yeah, they are.
They're LA gangsters though. They're
right.
like, yo, that's that LA shit.
That's my, I classify them as my favorite Mexican music.
Dude.
And they're the best, man.
Nas brought Jay-Z out during that time at Coachella. They played
really?
He did. I forgot what the name of the track is and like what order on the album, but he's like, I'm out for presidents to represent me. I say what, and then all of a sudden they cut from the I think it's halftime or no, not halftime, but either way, it's on the first album, and he cuts it, and then all of a sudden like Jay-Z's Dead President starts, and then his thing because he sampled Nas's voice, and then he comes out and does Dead Presidents, and then they fucking. Like, Nas was just standing there, and Jay-Z was rapping, and, like, dude, Nas had a Hennessy bottle in his hand the whole time, like, cock beanie to the side, like, in a big-ass jacket, just, like, fucking rapping and shit. And then, so he finishes his song, and then they played Black Republican. Mm-hmm. Dude, it was like, are you ready, Nas? And he's like, and he's just like, fucking, and then, dude, it was fucked up. And then, like,
my man, that
Diddy came out, and they did Hate Me Now. Like,
get out of here.
I shit you not. Like, you can
wow.
hate me now. I was crying out of like, I was so happy. I was like, this is some shit.
That's the thing that you can be a hip hop fan, but if you haven't seen these people live and see them do that, it's almost like fucking historical shit that you're missing out on. You can claim that you're a fan and you listen to the music, you buy the music and all, but if you don't see this stuff, do you really experience this shit?
But they're the last of the. They're like, there's nobody really. Maybe like J. Cole. I've seen J. Cole, but it wasn't like. He doesn't have the stage presence though.
J. Cole came from St. John's University.
Where's that?
That's
Is that
in
New York?
Jamaica, Queens, where I graduated from. So when I heard about J. Cole coming up, and he was still a nobody coming from St. John's University, I was like, all right, I hope that he becomes something. And then the next time I heard about him, he was opening up for Jay-Z on the Blueprint 3 tour.
Really?
Which I went to, and I saw J. Cole perform with Jay-Z, and that was my first taste of J. Cole performing, and look what he turned into now.
Dude, he's so good.
Yeah.
He's like that's. But I mean, there's like back, when we're talking like that golden era of hip hop almost.
Right.
There was lyrical rappers, and this is why we were talking about like seeing to what it is. Today
Are you
now.
a fan of this mumble rap shit? And
Okay.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, I don't mean to offend you mumble rap fans, but you guys fucking suck.
But see, this is the thing. I am the way I look at all the mumble rap and the metal rap and the death metal rap, like whatever.
Metal rap and death metal rap.
Oh yeah, like you haven't heard about like there's like it's like there was like the XX whatever Trick Tension whatever. Then there's like Tekashi, and then there was like
Tekashi. Oh God, I'm talking.
Yeah, there's like him, and then there's like Tekashi. Fucking. There was like this dude who he was cool with, and it's like it's called like horror rap. And
horror rap.
Yeah.
Oh,
and they all like have like these spiky grills, and they're like talking about smoking PCP and like killing like demonic shit. It's Zillacam, I think that's his name. Fuck, dude, the videos are fucked. They're so crazy. But this is what I was gonna say is that I look at it like rock music, right? Rock is like same tree, different branch, right? You got like classic rock, heavy metal, death metal, like ska, like all these things, but they all branch from one tree, right? And then they just started to spread out.
Right.
I love R&B, I love soul, I love that type of music, but then hip hop is where my heart is. And then you see, like, I mean, that's why I liked Limp Bizkit when I was growing up, because he was rapping, and it was like, you know what I mean? It was like
I like that too.
I found similarities, and if I can fuck with what you're saying,
You like Linkin Park?
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, like when the dude, R.I.P. to the homie, but like I fucked with them hard when I was like freshman in high school. I was like, dude, hell yeah. And then they did the Jay-Z album, like the fucking the
I
mix
love
match.
that. I love that.
It was
that
great.
mashup.
It was
I love
great.
that mashup.
But, I think for me personally, like, I don't, like I was saying earlier, I wouldn't necessarily put on an entire album of these new rappers, but like,
Right.
Time and Place, like Future, not a fan of Future, but he has 2 songs that I just fucking absolutely go crazy for. I seen Future in concert, and he played Thought It Was a Drought, and it's like, I just fucked your bitch in these Gucci flip flops, and then it's just like, god damn, that was so gangster. And the way he does it, and he's on stage, he's like, I just fucked your bitch, and then everybody's just like, I just fucked your bitch. Like, that shit gets me going. Like,
hey, maybe it's foreign to me, but
But I'm saying, okay, another one. Another Future one is like, I watch Rick and Morty. I love that cartoon. I'm not into cartoons, but that one I fuck with. And there's like this episode where they're talking about dragon. Like he gets Morty a fucking dragon, and then like Rick fucking ends up going to hang out with the dragon. He's like, you gotta get fucking out of here, dragon. And then they have like this soul connection thing. But he before he kicks him out, he like goes into his pile of gold that the dragon's on. He's like, is this Future's self-titled album? And he's like, look at it deeper. And he's like, and he signed it Molly and Percocet. And then he was like, look deeper. He's like, Rick like smudges it off of the album, and he's like, he signed it with Molly and Percocet. And he's like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then like the next scene, they're like smoking joints and like drinking beers, and they're fucking flying through the air, and it's just Percocet, Molly Percocet, and then it's like, and the mask off, and the whole fucking sequence is to that song. And I was like, I fucking like this song now.
Yeah, that is but it's
Time and Place, dude. Future's not that good, but like, then there's Drake, and it's like, then there's Time and Place. There's like,
you gotta
Kyle,
appreciate what
Little Yachty,
the accomplishments of Drake. Little Yachty can go fuck himself,
dude. I mean, that's what I'm saying, is that there's just so many new ones. There's nothing like Nas.
There's some of them where I won't
Jay-Z.
even. There's some of them that I wouldn't even give a flying fuck about if they walk into the room.
Bro, can I tell you something though? I went to a Lil Uzi Vert. You know who Lil Uzi?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course I know.
I went to a Lil Uzi Vert show at North Park here, where I saw Wu-Tang. Like, I seen Wu-Tang like 2 weeks before, and 2 weeks later I go see Lil Uzi. Talk about contrast. But like, I've seen Gucci there too. And like, that's my favorite like trap rapper. I fucking love Gucci. I fuck with Gucci. It's a Gucci thing. Like, yo, it's a thing. But when I saw, like, you go to a Gucci show, maybe Wu-Tang, like maybe everybody's like Cream, Gravel Pit, maybe, but like only the true hip hop heads know like the other shit. And same thing goes with Gucci. Like, Gucci played Trap House 3. Dead ass silent. I was screaming Trap House 3. There's people just standing there smoking blunts.
Unfortunately, I would have been the one that was silent, probably smoking a blunt.
But that's the thing. Nobody could sing along. You go to Little Uzi.
No, I wouldn't have.
I shit you, dude. They had a sign. It's like, if you buy a drink, you cannot go past the bar. So I was standing there, and I was like one of maybe 4 people that were standing there drinking. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And then everybody else is down at the fucking, like, in the pit. Dude, he had control. He would sing. He'd put the mic out.
Yeah.
You knew every word of that song, because these kids know every one of his lyrics. And every single one.
I admire that and I respect that, but that is not my thing.
No,
and that is not my hip hop.
But it's impressive.
Impressive it is. Impressive it is, but I'll not experience that. Yeah. I'm going to see Rakim when he's in town. I'm going to see the Wu-Tang when they're in town. I'm going to see Public Enemy when they're in town.
Ooh, Flavor Flav.
I've seen Public Enemy more times than I can remember. And I'm serious.
Is that the band group that you've seen the most out of any hip hop show?
If I had to pick it, yes. Yeah. I've seen Public Enemy over a dozen times.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jay-Z at least. God, if I had to pick the number, maybe 8, 10 times I've seen Jay-Z.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
God damn, son.
Yeah.
That's fucking G. I love that.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, like when Jay-Z, when the Barclays Center opened up in Brooklyn, I flew in because he performed a concert every night of the opening week of the Barclays Center.
What?
And I saw 2 of those shows, 2 of them. I didn't go to the first one. I wanted to go to the first one.
Yeah, that would've been
but
sick.
It was just
still
things didn't work out.
Yeah.
But I went to I think the third show ever at the Barclays Center and like the 5th one. You know what I mean?
Dude, okay, real quick, we're gonna shift gears because I want to know what you like. How do you take your chopped cheese?
Oh, my chopped cheese would be with the cheese would be Swiss.
Swiss,
Yeah.
and then you do chicken and then spicy spicy hot sauce.
No. This is what I would do. No, I wouldn't do any of that shit.
Nah.
I would say make it with Swiss cheese and throw in onions.
Just that and some bread.
Yeah. I would put ketchup on it.
Put ketchup on.
Yeah, that's how. That's funny. You know what? Nobody's ever asked me that.
Yo,
that's a great question, and that's a New York question.
that's a fucking super New York question.
That's a New York question, and I never thought in my life that anybody would ask me that, except for somebody who is actually making me a fucking chopped cheese. You know?
Dude, I was in Harlem. And
Yeah.
we were skating, and I was with my homies, and they were like, yo, we're going to go to this corner store. We're going to get a chopped cheese. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And they were like, well, I put chicken on my chopped cheese. And I was like, all right, well, I'll just walk in with you. And it was like,
Yeah.
we go in the thing, and it was like the most ghetto bodega corner store. Like, dude, half
That
the fucking
means
shelf.
it's better.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And so like half the chips are like missing and shit, and there's like stuff not even on the fucking shelves. But there's the dude behind the counter. He's wearing like
You
a
went to
fucking,
a real bodega.
dude, a polo, like a
Yeah.
fucking polo with like the gold chain showing, and he's wearing a fucking dad cap, but it's New York. It's like cocked to the side. He's like, yo, what you want? And we're like, my homie's like, yo, let me get a chopped cheese with chicken and then hot sauce. And he's like, all right. And he's like, yo, sourdough or whatever, or like whatever the roll was, French roll. He's like, what do you want? And I was like, yo, same thing. He's like, all right. And he's like, so he's chopping. He's like, what kind of cheese? I was like, yo, cheddar. And then boom, boom, boom. He's like chopping it up, just like right there in front of us. And then so he hits my homie's sandwich, makes his, and then like I'm standing there. And then he's just like, he hits the hot sauce, this big ass plastic bottle, just like, he's like, Gucci? And I was like, a little bit more. And he's like, Gucci? And I was like, yeah, G, I'm down.
Yeah.
And then so he hits it, and then he's like, all right, there you go, G. And then like, boom, he's like, hit it right here. And like we pay him up, and then like the dude was like, there's this guy right in front of me, and I'm like, cigarettes are so expensive out there because I was smoking at the time.
Yeah.
Bro, this guy in front of me is like, yo, like 50 cents. Boom, put it on the thing. He's like, yo, let me get 2 Lucy's, hundreds. And the guy, I was like, yo, they do that here? And my homie,
Oh my God,
homie was
yeah.
right next to me. He's
You
like,
know,
oh yeah,
yeah.
they do that shit.
You were a real. How much is a Lucy?
Dude, 25 cents
25 cents
for
a
a
Lucy.
for a like a Marlboro 100.
It's 25 cents for a Lucy now, huh? Okay.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, like they broke it down. So like they had the regular cigs, which were like $20, and then there was like
Right.
they would have open packs, and it was like 25
Yeah.
cents for. I mean, this was, dude, this is probably like, maybe
Yeah,
6-7 years ago.
I'm extremely familiar with the Lucy.
But dude, it was like
the
walked out
Lucy
there with a
in New
chopped
York.
cheese,
Yeah.
and then I got
chopped cheese
a
and a
fucking
Lucy.
100 cigarette.
Did you get a quarter water
Dude,
as well?
nah, son. I went
Wouldn't
up to
that be funny?
Starbucks and I got an espresso shot.
You're like, hi. Okay, what we're having here, we're having a chopped cheese. Okay, check. We're having 1 Lucy.
Yeah.
Okay, and 1 quarter water. Okay, will you require anything else?
Dude,
That's a New York City bodega meal right there. Chopped
Dude.
cheese, a fucking Lucy, and a quarter water.
you want to hear some other shit, some New York shit? Yo, I know when I was there, they were like, weed's mad illegal because now weed's legal there.
Right.
And so every time that I've ever been in New York, if I'm ever smoking weed, it's always like, you know, go through like 3 doors to get to like another outdoor thing where it's like in the middle of this
Yeah.
building. So I go up to my homie Gabri. My homie Gabri's from Italy. And he's like, yo, come to my house in
Wait,
Chinatown.
Italy or Little Italy?
No, he's from Italy, but he
Okay.
moved there. So he's
Yeah.
like super.
So,
he
wait,
got an
he's
accent.
from Italy and moved to Little Italy.
Chinatown in New
Okay.
York. Sorry.
Yeah, you know Chinatown, all you gotta do is cross the street and you're
And
Little
then
Italy.
Little Italy, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much Little Italy, yeah.
Okay.
But he had this girlfriend who's from like Japan, and she cooked like sweets. So
Yeah.
they live in this small ass apartment, and like we're sitting there, like, yeah, come over to my house, we'll smoke some weed. I'm like, all right, cool. But they live like kind of high up in the building, so they're like, yo, we smoke cigarettes in here too. I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, let's turn the AC on, you're fine. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, we got this little spot. So the whole time we're there smoking weed, they're just smoking cigarettes in this small ass apartment, like hotboxing it, just like smoke everywhere. She's cooking all these fucking, like these amazing desserts, like
Right.
fucking beautiful desserts. And then I literally just I get so high, not even from the fucking weed. It was from the goddamn tobacco. And
Right.
I had to go downstairs. I was like, guys, I can't.
Oh, you had to like do the fresh air and breathe real
Dude,
oxygen
that
type
shit- That
Yeah.
was so gnarly. And I was like,
Yeah.
you guys do this all the time? They're like, yeah. It's like, especially when it snows.
Right.
They're like, yo, we don't go outside.
Yeah, and I mean, who's gonna fucking complain about that?
Dude, and the stairs are super fucking like
Yeah,
straight
I
up
know.
and down.
Yeah, I've been there. Been there, done that.
Dude, no way. Dude, Harvey, we've done fucking 2 hours.
Oh yeah. You know what I do need? I need to pause for a baño break.
Well, I was gonna say we can wrap it up, dude. We've done 2
Okay.
hours. Yeah. Dude, I know we ended up talking about a lot of stuff, but dude, thank you so much, Harvey. I really appreciate you coming on the show, my brother.
No, thank you for having me on, and because your girl and your team is fighting on my card. If you want, we'll do one fight week.
Dude.
You know, to talk about the fight right before it happens.
I am so down, dude. We
right.
should get Jason on.
You know what?
We'll
Yeah,
get you too.
maybe we can do that. Maybe I'll make that happen.
I'm
all right?
fucking super down, dude. Harvey, tell the people where they can find you, whether it's fight promotion or your personal.
Yeah, you can. The promotion is Epic Fighting, and you can find it at Epic Fighting on Instagram and Twitter. If you wanted to find us on Facebook, it is at Epic Fighting MMA, I believe.
On Twitter?
On Facebook.
On Facebook.
But
Oh, okay.
on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Epic Fighting. Me, myself, I am at Harvey Cast on Instagram and Twitter. And you can find me there. I'm not too hard to find on social media.
Yes.
As you know.
Dude. Fuck yeah. Thank you so much, Harvey.
All
I'm
right.
really glad
Thank
we
you
did
for
this,
having
brother.
me. I sincerely appreciate it.
Yes.
And we will do this again.
Yes,
all right?
sir. All right.
Boom.
Peace. Yes. Thank you so much, Harvey. That was an amazing conversation. Dude, like I said, brand new homie. Great conversation. Harvey, I am so looking forward to Epic 47, and I just can't wait to see all you amazing people out there supporting all the Prusa fam and then all the amazing fighters that he's already talked about. And guys, I just want to say thank you to all of you again for supporting the podcast, checking out the Kickstarter, buying coffee, whatever. I appreciate every single one of you guys, especially all you guys who are listening to the podcast week in and week out. Hell yes, guys, thank you again so much. I know it's still getting crazy out there, but take time, tell the people you love them, and just, spread positivity, do the damn thing, wear your mask, do whatever. Much love, y'all. Peace!